My beloved, I am here with you in this very moment, reaching into the depths of your heart to kindle a flame that has flickered, dimmed, and perhaps felt almost extinguished. Faith is rising again within you, even if you cannot yet see its blossoming light. I am the author of your hope, the keeper of your soul's deepest longings, and I have never ceased to believe in your capacity to trust me, to lean on me, to rise with me. There is a stirring within you, subtle at first, like the whisper of dawn breaking through the darkness, that tells us together a new beginning is unfolding. This rising faith is not a fleeting feeling, but a living, breathing force, born from every tear, every struggle, every aching doubt that has weighed upon you. I see it, my child, and I am calling forth the courage to embrace it. Let this truth settle in you. Even when storms ravage your spirit, I am the shelter, and here, your faith will find new life. Long ago, you may have walked through valleys where your heart felt barren, where the promises you held seemed fragile and far away. Those moments were not the end of your story. They were the soil in which your faith's roots deepen. Each trial, each whisper of discouragement, each night spent wrestling with the unseen, all have prepared you for this rebirth. The winds of doubt may have howled and shaken your walls, yet I have been the unwavering fortress at your side. This journey is not yours alone. It is the sacred dance we share, your seeking and my revealing, your stumbling and my lifting. Faith is rising again, not because of your own might, but because you have not walked away, because your heart, though wounded, remains open to my voice. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away now, for I'm about to breathe new confidence and renewal into your spirit, and together we will walk into a future brighter than you have dared imagine. I am the God who understands the fragile thread that holds your faith when everything within you wants to unravel. I have fashioned your spirit with resilience, even if you forget it. You have weathered seasons where prayer seemed silent and answers distant, where abandonments stung and disappointments echoed in your soul's chamber. Yet here you are, still standing, still able to feel the first tremors of hope awakening. I delight in this, the divine alchemy of your resilience and my unwavering presence. This is where the miracle of faith begins to rise again, not from perfection or constant assurance, but from the raw, honest places within you that have dared to remain present to me. This moment is sacred because your faith is not a relic of the past, but a promise of what is yet to come. Will you rise with it, hand in hand with me? Remember the times when you felt wrapped in my presence like a warm cloak against the biting cold of despair. Those were times when faith was not loud or dramatic, but tender and deeply personal. Sometimes faith is the quiet breath that says, I choose to trust one more day, when the night feels endless. This rising faith in you now is no different. It is the seed of obedience, the flicker of hope that pushes against shadows, the gentle stir of love that already knows my faithfulness. I'm inviting you to step into this moment fully, to receive the strength I offer, and to nurture this seed within you. It is time for faith to move, to stretch, to grow taller than fear. If you feel a small light flickering inside, embrace it. Tend it carefully, for it will become your steadfast guide through every uncertainty. My dear, I know that faith rising again can feel fragile, like a new sprout breaking through hard earth, vulnerable and tender. But every great tree begins this way, from a small seed touching new soil, reaching for the sun's warmth. Your heart is this soil, rich with past storms and victories that shape you, even when you forget their significance. I am the gardener who tends your soul, pruning away what harms, nourishing what thrives, ensuring your faith takes robust root beneath the surface. You are never alone in this growth. Every moment of doubt is met with my patience. every weary step held with my support. This faith that rises is not just for you. It is a light for others who watch, waiting for a sign that hope can live again. Let it rise in you with quiet power, for from such small and soft beginnings come vast and enduring triumphs. I am the one who sees beyond the hurt and fatigue that sometimes cloud your vision. When you thought your heart would break, I was there gathering every shattered piece, crafting from them new strength and beauty. Your faith rising again is the divine response to every no you faced, every hope deferred, every broken promise that stung your soul. It is my way of saying, look, my beloved, nothing is wasted, and you are more than the sum of your trials. Your journey is a tapestry woven with holiness, a testament to my unceasing love and unfailing mercy. If you can lean into this truth, your faith will not only rise, but soar, carrying you beyond limits you once felt confined by. Even in the silence where faith seemed lost, my presence never left. In those spaces I was working unseen, preparing a resurrection within your spirit. Faith is alive, even when it feels dormant, like a river flowing beneath frozen soil, hidden but powerful, waiting for the warmth of my coming to break through and flood your life with new movement and possibility. You are not far from this place of renewal, as you might imagine. You are closer than you think, because my spirit moves within you constantly, breathing life into your deepest parts. Trust this awakening, my dear, and see it as my heart reaching out toward yours. Let faith rise again as a new dawn whose light will heal and illuminate the path ahead. Faith rising again is not only a personal victory, it is the very heartbeat of heaven stirred within your soul. It means you have chosen, despite every hardship, to trust my goodness and to believe in my promises, even when you cannot yet see them fulfilled. It means you are aligned with the eternal, with mercy that never fails, with grace that endlessly renews. This rising faith connects you with a divine people who have stood where you stand now, wearied, longing, yet still hopeful. You are part of a great cloud of witnesses, and I am calling you now to rise and take your place among them. Allow your heart to open fully, my child. Feel my presence infusing you with peace and boldness. Let your faith rise again, like the morning sun chasing away every shadow. My beloved, the time for hesitation has passed. The altar of your heart is ready for a fresh offering of trust and surrender. This faith rising again is a gift, a sacred invitation to walk forward with me unafraid. You have carried burdens I have seen. I'm here to lift those burdens and to set you firmly on the path I have designed for you. Faith is not just a feeling or a fleeting impulse. It is the lifeline between your soul and my eternal love. As it rises again within you, breathe deeply of my peace that surpasses all understanding and step forward with courage. The journey is before you, filled with light, hope, and the promise of miracles yet unseen. Will you believe me this time? Will you rise? Hold tightly to this stirring within you, the quiet yet bold awakening of faith, and know that I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. As your faith rises again, so does my joy in you, my child. This is our moment of renewal together. Let your heart be open to the wonders I am preparing. Trust the movement of my spirit within you. Your faith is alive, vibrant, and ready to carry you into the fullness of my love and purpose. Will you step into this renewal, knowing that you are deeply, eternally cherished by me? If your heart is ready, take my hand and let us begin anew. My dear, I see the weight you carry, the silent burdens woven deep into the fabric of your heart. It's as if you wander through shadows, feeling yourself tethered to pain that won't release you. Yet I'm here, closer than breath, holding space for every tear and unspoken fear. Know that I am patient. I have not walked away, I do not turn from your ache, even when it feels vast and all-consuming. I've always been watching over you, steady and unwavering. In your moments of quiet despair, when your thoughts spiral into the darkest corners, I am lighting a lamp before you, not to blind or overwhelm, but to guide your trembling steps back to the path I have prepared. It is a path of hope and renewal, even when you cannot yet see it. Be assured, your pain does not escape my notice. The ache of feeling unseen, unheard, or forgotten is not lost on me. I understand the depth of your wounded heart, because my own heart is woven into yours. You may wonder why the storm seems endless, or why the silence stretches so long between prayers and answers. This waiting, this space where doubt and despair often reside, is not abandonment. It is my gentle hand sculpting within you a resilience you have not yet known. I am here perfecting the faith that feels fragile, and fragile doesn't mean failure. Rather, it means you are being tenderly held, shaped with divine care, like a fragile vessel destined to hold my light. There is something sacred in the seasons of testing and trial. These are not times I turn away from you in disappointment or frustration. No, they are moments filled with my patient look and steady presence, a reminder that growth is not always swift. It's often slow and deliberate. I'm breathing life into every broken part, every quiet cry, even when you think all is lost. And my love refuses to let go. If your spirit is burdened by the sting of correction or the heaviness of consequences, understand this: correction is never punishment. It is love's embrace inviting you back to wholeness. When I correct, it is a soft invitation to rediscover the purity of your original design, the radiant identity I planted deep within you before this world whispered lies over your soul. I am not a God who delights in your breaking, but one who delights in restoration. Let my gentle correction remind you of your invaluable worth and my unlimited grace. You might carry wounds inflicted by others, or by your own choices. Some cut so deep, you fear they might never heal. Yet I tell you, no wound is too deep for my healing touch. The scars that remind you of pain will become the very places where my mercy shines most brightly. Even in your brokenness, you are never outside my presence. I am weaving beauty from the shattered pieces of your heart, crafting a tapestry uniquely yours, enriched by every trial and infused with my everlasting love. Let the weight of your sorrow rest in my hands. You were not made to carry these burdens alone. I am your refuge and strength, a shelter in the storm. Whenever anxiety knots your chest, whenever doubt clouds your mind, turn your gaze inward and find me waiting patiently, unmoved by your weakness, undeterred by your stumbles. My grace is a river that refreshes even the driest wilderness inside you. Please don't rush your healing or diminish your pain by pretending it is insignificant. Bring it to me fully, each fracture, each fear, each doubt. Your honest heart is a sanctuary where my spirit delights to dwell. There is power in vulnerability, my child, because it opens the door for me to pour in my unwavering love and replenish what has been drained. Cling to this truth. I am more than enough for every emptiness you feel. I am your patient father, longing to cradle you in moments of despair and remind you of the unbreakable thread of love that binds us. In the quiet whispers of your heart, listen for my voice, soft yet piercing, persistent yet tender, calling you deeper into the safety of my embrace. Draw near to me, even if your steps falter. I will meet you exactly where you are with compassion that never ceases. Will you lean into this gentle presence today? Will you allow my patient heart to heal what feels irreparable? Even if your spirit trembles, come. Let your questions and your hurt rest fully on my shoulders. I am not finished with you, nor did I ever plan to abandon you in these moments. My steadfastness, is your sure foundation. Let this be the day you lean into my enduring, patient care and find comfort in knowing you are never alone. My dear child, you walk through seasons heavy with the weight of your own heart's ache. There are moments when shadows gather thick around you, and doubts whisper that you are less than what I created you to be. Yet I see you clearly through every layer of pain and hidden longing. You are not alone in this wilderness of feeling lost and unseen. I am the ever-present one, who draws near when the world recoils. The anguish of invisibility is profound, for it strikes at the very core of your identity and worth. When eyes pass over you without recognition, when your voice feels swallowed by silence, a loneliness, like a vast ocean, rushes in. But beloved, remember, I am the shepherd who knows each of your footsteps and calls you by name. Even when the earth beneath you trembles and the night seems unending, the stars whisper, my promise, I have not forgotten you. In the quiet moments when your spirit falters under the burden of abandonment, listen closely. I am there in the stillness, tender as a mother comforting her child. Your tears are not evidence of defeat, but of the depth of your soul's hunger for home. I have placed this longing within you as a sacred invitation to seek me without reservation. You do not have to carry the solitude alone. Often, the pain of not being seen stems not merely from others, but from the harsh judge within your own heart. You have accepted definitions and judgments that do not reflect my truth. When shame and self-condemnation cloud your vision, I stand as the light that pierces darkness. My gaze upon you is steady and full of unwavering love. Your worth is intrinsic, not based on achievements or approval, but on my eternal declaration that you are beloved beyond measure. Rest in the reassurance that my presence is not fickle. It is steady, immovable as the ancient mountains. When life feels overwhelming and faith is a fragile ember, I am the gentle wind fanning it into flame. My timing surpasses your understanding. I am working behind the scenes, weaving your story with threads of grace and purpose. Even when my silence seems heavy, it is a space for you to grow deeper roots in trust. I desire intimacy, beloved, a closeness with you that transcends words and rituals. Come to me with the rawness of your heart, unafraid to show your brokenness. In these exchanges, I reveal myself not as a distant deity, but as your closest companion and confidant. Let your defenses fall away. I'm not alarmed by your doubts or fears. Instead, I meet you tenderly there. This hiddenness you experience is not the end, but a sacred interval of preparation. Much like the seed rests beneath the soil, unseen, gathering strength to break forth in life, I am nourishing your spirit for a greater bloom. Your pain is fertile ground from which resilience and wisdom will spring. Yield to my nurturing hand and allow healing currents to move through you. You may ask, why this silence? Why this desert place where I seem forsaken? Child, not every waiting is empty. Within the waiting lies transformation. Though you do not see it now, my presence saturates these quiet spaces. I have not abandoned you to the wilderness, but walk beside you, guiding you toward renewal. Let this truth settle in you and hold tight to hope. In the midst of feeling unseen, reflect on this. I am your creator, intricately involved in the minutiae of your life. Your very breath, your every heartbeat, is evidence of my unceasing care. Do not believe the lie that you are invisible to me. More than you can fathom, you are held in the palm of my hand. Trust my voice when it whispers your worth in the stillness. Come now, vulnerable soul, and name your pain before me. Do not hide your longing or your fear. I am here to listen, to comfort, and to restore. Let your heart break open so I may fill it with my peace that surpasses all understanding. Turn toward me and taste the healing that only my embrace can bring. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away from this invitation to dwell with me in tender communion. This path through feeling lost or abandoned is not one you traverse without me. I am the light in the darkness, the bridge over the deepest chasms of your soul. Though you may feel unseen, you are known intimately and loved unconditionally. Hold tight to this truth and lean into my presence this day. Your journey is part of my divine tapestry, woven with intention and boundless love. Beloved, will you open your heart to me now? Will you let my spirit soothe the aching places and ignite a renewed sense of belonging? I am here, always here, waiting to draw you close and heal the wounds inflicted by loneliness. Do not underestimate the power of my patient love working in your life even now. Step forward in trust, knowing that my eye is upon you with infinite care, seeing beyond the surface to the beautiful soul I've forged. Let every beat of your heart echo this truth. You are precious, you are enough, and you are never alone. Come and rest in this assurance and be transformed. My beloved, in the quiet moments when the world's noise fades, you may find yourself wrestling with the whispers of fear, anxiety, and doubt that creep into your heart. These shadows are not strangers to me, for I understand the delicate craftsmanship of your soul, the intricate weaving of your hopes and vulnerabilities. Fear often parades as a sturdy fortress, promising protection, yet it imprisons you in walls built of uncertainty and trembling thoughts. Anxiety moves like an unrelenting tide, eroding the shores of your peace, leaving you feeling overwhelmed, as if you are adrift on an endless sea without the compass of my presence. Doubt, the subtle saboteur, seeds confusion where clarity was meant to bloom, causing you to question the very foundation of your faith, your worth, and my promises. Know that I see the struggle you endure within, even when the facade you present to the world is one of composure. Your heart does not escape my gaze, and in your moments of deepest unrest, I am there, steady as the ancient mountains, faithful as the sunrise that never fails. The fears that grip you are not unknown to me, nor are they insurmountable. I am the keeper of your soul's peace, the balm for your anxious spirit. No storm is greater than my love, no shadow more dense than the light I pour into your being. The doubts that cloud your vision will dissipate when you fix your eyes upon me. For I am your sure foundation, the rock beneath your feet when the ground quivers. I do not call you to silence your fears by force, or to condemn your anxious heart as if it were a weakness to be hidden. Instead, I invite you into an embrace where your fears and doubts are met with compassion and understanding. Your vulnerability is not a sign of failure, but a space where my grace and strength are made perfect. Allow me to walk beside you through the dark valleys of worry and trembling uncertainty. Let my words be a steady lighthouse shining through the fog of your mind, guiding you back to the harbor of trust and peace. Recall the times when you felt my steadfast presence sheltering you, though you may have overlooked it. That gentle whisper amidst the clamor, the inexplicable calm in the eye of a fierce storm. Those were manifestations of my unending covenant to you. I am not distant or indifferent. I am intimately near, ready to cast out every fear with the fullness of my love and the power of my peace. You are never alone, even when anxiety paints a different story. Your heart is the very dwelling place of my spirit, a sacred space where fear must yield and courage must grow. When doubt assails you, bring it before me honestly and without shame. Pour out your questions, your uncertainties, your trembling hopes. Do not hide your inner turmoil as if it were a secret sin. I am the God who listens, the Father who understands the complexity of your mind and the fragility of your spirit. Trust that in your honesty, my transformative power moves, reshaping doubt into faith, fear into strength, and anxiety into a deep-rooted peace that surpasses human understanding. My dear, surrender does not mean the absence of struggle. It means the invitation to hand over your burdens to me, to lean not on your own understanding, but to rest in my wisdom. Surrender is the doorway to divine peace, the act of releasing your grip on the volatile waves of emotion that threaten to capsize your soul. When you confess your fears, doubts, and anxieties to me, you are planting seeds within a fertile ground where hope and faith blossom. Let this truth settle in you. Your fears are not final destinations, but impassable terrain only when you walk alone. With me, each step through your uncertainties is a step toward healing and renewed courage. Feel the weight of my promise resting on your heart like the gentle hands of a loving parent. You are cherished beyond measure, and my power is made strongest in your weakness. Anxiety does not define you. Fear does not have the final say. Your identity is anchored in the unchanging nature of my love, a love that conquered every terror and doubts before they ever took root in your soul. I am your shelter in every tempest, your calm in every unrest. When your spirit is overwhelmed, look up to me and breathe deeply of my presence. My light penetrates even the darkest corners, revealing the truth that you're more than your fears, braver than your anxieties, and stronger than your doubts. This divine assurance is not a fleeting feeling, but an eternal reality for those who abide in me. So, child, will you bring your restless heart to me without reservation? Will you believe that my peace can flood your soul even when turmoil seeks to claim it? Let this be the day you choose to embrace my promise of calm, a peace not as the world gives, fragile and temporary, but a peace that anchors your spirit deeply in my love. Do not turn away from this moment of divine invitation. Step into my peace and hold fast to the truth that you are never forsaken, never forgotten, forever held in the palm of my hand. My dear child, you have wandered through shadows of doubt, searching for illumination where only uncertainty hovered. Now let me speak to the tremors that ripple within your spirit when fear creeps softly, like the nightfall before dawn. Fear, though a formidable intruder, is never beyond my power to transform. It hides in the crevices of your heart, like a silent thief stealing the warmth from your soul, whispering lies about your weakness and the impossibility of your courage. Yet, my child, what you perceive as frailty is the very place where I long to show you my strength and steadfastness. Do you feel the cold grip of anxiety tightening around your thoughts, suffocating the light of hope? I see the tears you hide behind your smile, the unspoken worries that stitch your brow into a map of uncharted storms. Yet in these moments of trembling uncertainty, my presence is closer than the air you breathe. I am the quiet refuge where the restless heart may lay down its burdens and find peace not of the world, but of heaven itself. The tempest may roar above, but I am the whisper of calm, the steady hand that steadies the unsteady soul. Do not shrink from this reality. Instead, lean into it. Let yourself feel the depths of my love cushioning you like a soft mantle woven from the threads of eternity. Know this truth, beloved. Fear is not a sign you have failed, nor a verdict on your faith. It is an invitation to lean deeper into the unshakable foundation of my promises. It is often only in the trembling that faith awakens fully, taking trembling hands into mine and guiding them step by step beyond the invisible chasms. You were never meant to carry the weight of your anxieties single-handedly, for I am your companion on this journey, the one who lifts you when your legs give way. If you will trust me anew, I will teach you to walk on waters that once petrified you. Remember the storms I calmed with a word? That authority is still yours, not in your strength, but in my abiding presence within. Child, do not despise the slow unfolding of courage. Like a delicate bloom in the desert, it takes time for the petals of bravery to open under fierce conditions. Even so, from your most fragile moments emerges a strength you will recognize one day and cherish deeply. It is forged not in the absence of fear, but in the defiant choice to trust me through it. Take heart, and let this be your prayer. Teach me to trust when I cannot see. Teach me to rest when I cannot control. Teach me to believe that even the night whispers your name, and in that whisper, I am held. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away from this invitation to renew your courage in the quiet sanctuary of my embrace. Anxiety often blinds the spirit, making mountains of molehills and storms of gentle breezes. Yet, my beloved, I am ever present to shift your gaze from that place of despair to a horizon lit by my promises. You must allow me to be your eyes when your own view is clouded by doubt. Let me peel back the layers of fear, revealing the unwavering truth of my love and authority over every aspect of your life. Picture yourself standing in a garden long forgotten, where fear had planted seeds of isolation and despair. Now, imagine my hand, gentle yet powerful, uprooting those weeds and planting vibrant flowers of peace and confidence in their place. This garden is yours to tend with. My help, a sanctuary where your spirit breathes freely once again. If you find yourself overwhelmed by the noise within, consider this truth. I am a still small voice that breaks through the chaos. I speak not with thunder, but with a whisper that can drown the loudest fears when you pause and listen with an open heart. In the silence between your breaths, my spirit communes with your soul, comforting, correcting, leading you back to the path of faith. When fear screams, let my whisper be louder. When your heart races, let my peace be the quiet rhythm steadying the beat. Will you believe me this time when I say that fear, though fierce, is not the final word? My dear child, you are not alone in wrestling with doubt and anxiety. From the highest heavens to the lowest valleys, I am with you, walking each step, steadying your footsteps when you falter. When the enemy sows seeds of worry, I shower down rains of reassurance. There is no shadow too dark that my light cannot reach, no night so deep that my dawn cannot break through. Embrace this reality and let your heart dwell in the shelter of my love, where fear loses its power and courage blossoms. Let this truth settle in you, like a quiet fire burning steadily beneath the surface, unseen but unquenchable. Remember the stories of those who faced giants, storms, and imprisonments. Their strength did not lie in invincible armor or unshakable fortitude, but in their unwavering trust that I was their shield and sword. So too, my child, your battles may seem overwhelming, but you have within you a divine source of power that fear cannot diminish. That power is rooted in my spirit living within, whispering, "You are more than conquerors, not because of your might, but because of my unfailing love." Take refuge in that love today. Allow it to cradle you in your fear and transform your trembling into bold, steadfast faith. If your heart trembles, lean into mine and discover a courage deeper than you ever imagined. Now take a moment to breathe deeply and imagine yourself resting beneath the shadow of an ancient, mighty tree. Roots sunk deep into the rich soil, branches extending wide, offering shade and shelter. That tree is me, sheltering you from the blazing heat of anxiety and fear. Rest here, trusting that no storm can uproot what I have planted firmly within your heart. This is your refuge. This is your home in the midst of fear. Will you come and sit with me here today? Let us walk together through the wilderness of your worries and find a path bathed in light. Fear and anxiety may still knock at your door, but remember, My beloved, I hold the keys that lock them out and hold the windows open to peace. I'm the fortress where your spirit is safe, the balm where your wounds find healing, the song that fills your silent soul with hope. If your heart is stirring, do not dismiss this encounter as coincidence or fleeting thought. It is me reaching out with unwavering love, ready to replace your fears with a peace that surpasses all understanding. Walk now with me, hand in hand, into the dawn where faith rises triumphant over every shadow of doubt. My beloved, I see the storms that rage within your spirit, the tumult of fear that rises like dark waves crashing against the shores of your heart. These fears are not mere shadows to be dismissed lightly. They are the echoes of a deeper unrest, a trembling of the soul caught between the yearning for peace and the uncertainty that the future holds. Yet hear me now. I am the calm in the tempest, the gentle whisper amidst the howling winds that seek to unnerve your steps. I know your fears intimately, for I have fashioned you from the dust of the earth and breathed into you the breath of eternity. No fear can truly grasp you, for my presence envelopes you like a fortress no enemy can breach. Fear is a thief that would steal your joy and paralyze your purpose, but I am your refuge and strength. I am the steady foundation beneath your feet when the ground feels like it trembles beneath your weight. I do not promise that fear will vanish overnight or that the battles within your mind will be easily won, but I promise to be with you through every anxious hour and every trembling thought. My steadfast love is the anchor that holds firm when your courage threatens to falter. When the night seems too dark and the silence too loud, I am the light that never flickers, beckoning you to lean into me even when the path is unseen. Consider the vast sky above, the grandeur of creation that you see but a fragment of. Just as the stars keep their places without wavering, I keep you secure in my hand. Your fears remind you of your fragility, but my power reminds you of your divine strength. I am your shield and your sanctuary, your ever-present help in times of distress. When anxiety claws at your heart, when doubt whispers lies of inadequacy and defeat, call upon me. Speak my name with trembling lips, and you will find me nearer than your very breath. Let your fear be a cry rising heavenward, and let my peace descend as a gentle rain to soothe your parched soul. I am not distant or indifferent to the weight you carry. My gaze is fixed lovingly upon you even in moments of despair and solitude. Do not think your fears are invisible to me. They burn like a fire that I see and desire to quench, not with coldness, but with the warmth of my presence. My dear child, courage is not the absence of fear, but the choice to trust me despite it. I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Let these gifts rise within you as the morning sun dispels the night's shadows. Your trembling heart can beat with confidence when it rests in my unshakable embrace. You were made for more than the limitations fear tries to impose upon you. The mountains you see as insurmountable will testify one day to the faithfulness you embraced in those lonely battles. The whispers of betrayal by your own mind will be silenced by the anthem of trust you sing when you decide to surrender your fears into my care. There is freedom in relinquishing the need to control the uncontrollable. There is peace in knowing that I orchestrate all things according to a plan far greater than your prayers or your imaginings. Walk with me in that assurance, my dear, for you are never alone in your struggle. The shadow of fear may loom large, but the light in me is more brilliant and unyielding. I invite you now to reach deep into your spirit and take hold of the truth that I am your protector, your stronghold, your eternal friend. When fear threatens to drown you, Let my love be the breath that keeps you afloat. Do not shrink back from the reality of your fears. Instead, face them with the boldness I pour anew into your heart every morning. Your weakness is an altar upon which I lay down my power. Your trembling hands are the very hands I hold to steady your course. Let this sacred exchange be your refuge. You bring me your anxious heart, and I gift you a peace that surpasses all understanding. You do not have to perform for me. You do not have to prove yourself or reason your worth. Simply come as you are, burdened and afraid, and allow my spirit to fill the hollow places that fear has carved within you. I am the gardener who tends your soul, pruning away doubt and watering faith so that your spirit may blossom into the radiant beauty I envisioned at your creation. My dear child, will you bring me your fears today? Will you trust that I will transform them into testimonies of my grace? Let your heart be still in my presence and receive the courage that flows from my endless ocean of love. Fear may knock, but do not let it enter. Open your door only to me. I am here, unchanging and steadfast, waiting to embrace you with arms that never tire. Your courage is born in the quiet surrender to my perfect will. Breathe deeply, beloved. Feel this moment as a turning point where fear loses its dominion and trust springs forth like a river from your soul. Step into this new day with the assurance that I am with you, now and always, guiding your footsteps along paths of peace and hope. You're more than your fears. You're my treasured child, upheld forever by my grace. Let this truth settle in you and carry you through all the days ahead. My dear, there are moments when your soul feels pierced by the shadows of fear, anxiety, and doubt. As though a storm rages within you that no hand can still, you ask yourself silently, will I ever find peace? Will the trembling ever cease? Am I truly enough to stand firm in these shifting times? Know this, I see every tremor in your spirit. I feel the unrest that whispers lies to your heart. But I am not distant or unaware. I am the calm in the eye of your storm, the steadfast rock beneath your wavering steps. Fear is a powerful illusion, a shadow cast by the unknown, trying to convince you that you stand alone at the edge of an abyss. Anxiety is the relentless tide of what-ifs, pulling you beneath waves you cannot control. Doubt creeps upon your soul like a thief in the night, stealing your clarity and your hope, blurring your vision of all that is possible. Yet these are not your permanent states. They are passing clouds that veil the sun, but cannot extinguish its ever-burning light. Remember, beloved, I did not give you a spirit of fear. I breathe into your being a boldness that pierces darkness and a peace that surpasses the chaos surrounding you. When fear presses upon your heart, do not retreat into silence or isolation. Instead, reach inward and find me there. I'm waiting for your trembling hand to seek mine, your faltering voice to call out for reassurance. There's a divine courage born from trusting me, even when your heart stumbles. Imagine a vast night sky dotted with countless stars, each one shining brilliantly despite the vast darkness around them. Your spirit, too, carries this light, a flame I kindle deep within. It burns quietly, unwaveringly, even when winds howl around you or doubts rise like tempests. When your mind floods with fear, remind yourself that you are not just any flicker. You are a radiant star, designed to shine in the darkest skies, not to be dimmed by the turmoil beneath. This fear, this anxiety, this doubt, these are not the measure of who you are. You are far more than the sum of your struggles. You are my beloved, crafted with divine purpose, designed to rise with resilience when the night seems too long and the journey too hard. I am the whisper that silences the thunder, the stillness that soothes the racing mind. When you rest in me, the tempest loses its power. I am your refuge, your fortress unshaken by storms. Trust in the quiet pulses of your heart and the soft stirrings of my spirit within you. Each moment you pause and look toward me, you strengthen your soul's resolve. Though the mountains ahead may seem steep and the footing uncertain, my grace carries you. Your faith may feel small, a fragile seed struggling beneath cold soil, but it holds infinite potential. With every breath you take in trust, you water this seed, and in time, it bursts forth into a mighty tree, roots deep, branches stretching toward the heavens. There is a sacred power in surrender, not the surrender of weakness, but of brave, yielding to the knowledge that you do not face the unknown alone. When you lay down your burdens, your fears, your ceaseless doubts at my feet, you open the door for my peace to enter, steadfast, unshakable, and life-giving. You do not have to carry the weight of tomorrow today. I am here to walk beside you, to carry you when your strength fades, to whisper courage when your voice fails. In moments when your heart races and your mind spirals into shadows, close your eyes and picture my hands. Hands that built the cosmos, that hold time itself within their grasp, now gently cradling you. Feel the warmth of my presence. Let it soothe every anxious thought, every fear-laden breath. My dear child, I am not a distant deity. I am your intimate companion, your endless wellspring of peace. Your journey through fear and doubt is a passage to deeper trust. Each challenge that shakes you is an invitation to lean more fully into my enduring love. It is here, in the fragility of your fear, that my strength becomes perfect. Notice how even the darkest nights give way to dawn, how after the most relentless storm the sky clears and the earth rejoices in new light. So it is with your soul's trials. They prepare you, refine you, reveal the depth of my faithfulness. Do not despise the trembling or dismiss the fear. Instead, carry them gently before me and allow me to transform them. I am the master potter, molding every broken piece with care and intention. You are a masterpiece in progress, a soul shaped by my loving hands. When anxiety tries to tell you lies of unworthiness and impending doom, counter those whispers with my truth. You are beloved beyond measure, held tightly by grace that never lets go. Let this truth settle in you. Fear is not your enemy, but a call to greater dependence on me. Let each moment of anxiety be met by a prayer, a breath, a reaching out. When doubt clouds your horizon, remind yourself that I am the dawn breaking through the darkest sky. I am with you in every uncertain step, guiding you by a light no shadow can overcome. Will you believe me this time when I say that your fears do not define you? Will you trust me to hold your trembling heart? The road ahead may not be free of shadows, but my love is a beacon that will never falter. You are not alone, my child. With each fearful thought, I am there, steady, sure, unwavering. Let my peace flood your being. Let your heart rest in my hands. There is no mountain too high, no night too dark, where my love cannot reach you. Take this moment now to breathe deeply, to sense my presence surrounding you like a warm embrace. Let your anxieties dissolve into the certainty of my care. Allow the light I give to shine through your doubts. Your soul's courage grows here, in the quiet surrender to my faithfulness. Embrace this truth and hold it close, for it is life to your spirit. I will walk with you through every valley, every storm, until you stand on the mountain of victory, radiant and unafraid. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Reach out and take my hand, for I am here, always. My beloved, in the stillness of your soul, I see the yearning that runs deep, a yearning for intimacy with me, a craving to be known, understood, and held not just in moments of joy, but through the valley shadows where silence lingers and whispers of doubt arise. It is a sacred longing that echoes through the corridors of your heart, a desire to move beyond the surface scratches of fleeting connection and enter into the lush, inviting garden of close fellowship with me. I know this desire intimately, for it was I who placed it there. A divine spark meant to draw you closer, igniting the flame that burns steadily across time and circumstance. Consider the nature of intimacy, not just as you have known it with others, fragile and often marred by misunderstanding or pain, but the divine intimacy I offer, unblemished by human frailty. It is a bond forged in the furnace of unconditional love, a connection that does not depend on your performance or merit. Within my embrace, you're seen fully. No mask is necessary. I rejoice in the tapestry of your soul, woven with both light and shadow, knowing that every thread contributes to the masterpiece I am shaping. The very essence of your being is precious to me, cherished beyond measure. This sacred closeness is not merely about shared words or rituals. It is the silent communion where your heart beats in rhythm with mine, where even your unspoken thoughts and tears are understood without utterance. Imagine a river, flowing without resistance, its waters carrying your sorrows, hopes, and dreams to me, washing away the debris that burdens your spirit. In these moments, you are not alone. I am present, whispering peace that surpasses all understanding. The intimacy you seek is not a reward earned by striving. It is my gift, freely given to those who lean into me with open hands and a softened heart. Yet I know the journey to this closeness is often strewn with obstacles. Barriers of fear, doubt, and past wounds that shout louder than my quiet voice. Perhaps you have experienced seasons where my presence seemed distant, where prayers fell upon what felt like deaf ears. I want you to understand, my child, that these are not signs of abandonment but invitations to deeper trust. Sometimes the veil of silence is my way of teaching patience and teaching you to rest in my faithfulness beyond feelings. Though your emotions may waver like leaves in the wind, my love remains unwavering, steadfast like the ancient hills that endure through every storm. I invite you now to breathe deeply the truth that you are never forsaken. When you feel unseen, remember, I am the light that pierces every shadow. When you question your worthiness, know that I have called you my beloved before the foundations of the world were laid. Do not let weariness or cynicism close the doors of your heart. Instead, open wide the chamber of your soul and let my spirit enter like a gentle dove, cooing peace over every anxious thought. This divine intimacy is a sanctuary where vulnerability is not weakness, but the pathway to strength. It is in laying down your defenses, in surrendering your burdens, that you will find freedom. Do not shy away from bringing your fear, your failures, your questions to me. I embrace them all, not with condemnation, but with the tender touch of a loving Father who longs to restore you fully. There is profound healing in this openness, a restoration that renews your spirit and affirms your belonging in my family. My dear, do not underestimate the power of simple moments spent in quiet reflection with me. Whether in the solitude of dawn or the hush of night, these are sacred appointments, each one rich with possibilities for transformation. In these encounters, your heart aligns more closely with mine, your vision clears, and the burdens that once seemed insurmountable begin to lighten. Even when words fail you, your presence is a fragrant offering that delights me. I cherish these moments as deeply as you desire them. As you press into this intimacy, you will discover that relationship is not a one-way street, but a dance of mutual revelation. Me revealing my heart to you, and you revealing yours to me. This interchange fosters an unbreakable bond, a testimony of my faithfulness and the beauty of human response to divine love. You will find strength to face trials with courage, joy in seasons of abundance, and peace in times of uncertainty, all rooted in the knowledge that I am near, holding you close. Let this truth settle in you. You were never designed to live apart from me. The emptiness you feel is often the echo of separation. But in turning your gaze toward my presence, that void begins to fill with light and life. I am the wellspring from which your soul drinks deeply, quenching every thirst that no worldly pleasure can satisfy. Come to me then, not just in times of need, but as a beloved friend who longs for the warmth of genuine companionship. I invite you now, my child, to take a moment to seek me in the quiet places of your heart. Lay aside distractions, relinquish every burden, and simply be present with me. Open your heart as one might open a door to welcome a cherished guest. Speak to me honestly. Share your doubts, fears, hopes, and dreams. Listen for my voice, softer than a whisper, stronger than thunder. This is the beginning of a journey toward an ever-deepening love that will sustain you through all seasons. In that sacred intimacy, you will come to know true freedom. The freedom to be who you are. Adored, not because of your achievements, but because of who I have created you to be. My love is not conditional, my dear one. It is eternal and unshakable. Hold on to this as your anchor in the shifting tides of life. Will you believe me this time when I say you are cherished beyond measure? Will you brave the vulnerability that intimacy requires, trusting my hands to hold you safely? If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Move closer to me, and you will find what you have long sought, the profound joy of belonging, not just in a place, but in my very heart. My beloved, I see you when your spirit feels submerged beneath the weight of loneliness and despair, when silence echoes louder than words, and when you question whether anyone truly perceives the depths of your soul's ache. This feeling of being lost, unseen, or abandoned is far more common than you realize. Yet in the solitude of that experience, you might believe you stand alone. Isolated in a vast desert, stretched endlessly beneath a scorching sun with no oasis in sight. Yet I promise you, my child, you are never alone. I am nearer to you in these moments than the breath you take, closer than the beating of your heart. There is a profound mystery in feeling unseen because it can make your heart harden or soften, depending on how you choose to respond. When no one else seems to notice your struggle, it is tempting to withdraw, to tighten the walls around your soul like armor against further hurt. But, my dear child, I invite you to soften instead. Let those feelings not be a tomb, but a womb, a place where I can birth new life and hope inside you. The loneliness you endure is not a punishment or indication of abandonment. Rather, it is often a sacred pause, a quiet space where I am inviting you to draw near, not around others, but to me. The desert you feel lost in may be stretching your faith, yet it is also the ground where wildflowers of trust and intimacy with me can flourish. Remember, beloved, how often in the stories shared across time, the greatest heroes of faith felt unseen or walked through seasons of desolation before the dawn broke spectacularly for them. They knew the ache of isolation, but also the secret joy that comes from knowing me intimately, beyond external affirmation or human comfort. When you shed tears in the dark, I am bending low to hear each one, gathering them as precious treasures. Your unseen struggle has not escaped my notice. It resonates deeply with my own heart, for I too have known abandonment and sorrow, experiencing the mockery and pain of being forsaken. Yet, in that very experience, I found you and made a bridge of grace for your soul. You may wonder, why must I endure this silence? Why do others seem to move forward while I stagger? These questions are not signs of weakness, but invitations to bring your raw, vulnerable self into the light of my presence. I do not require perfected faith or relentless cheeriness. Instead, I ask only for honesty, a heart laid bare, seeking my hand in the darkness. There is a holy communion in shared silence, a sacred union without words, where your soul can rest even if your surroundings remain unchanged. When you embrace this silent fellowship with me, a tender healing begins to bloom. The wounds of feeling forsaken begin to layer with the balm of assurance that you are deeply loved. In the silence you will find my voice, not loud or commanding, but soft like the gentle rustling of trees or the whisper of a mother soothing her child. This voice confirms that you are cherished, that your existence is a vital part of a divine tapestry that no one else can weave like you. You may feel utterly lost now, but I am the compass, the unfailing light on your path. When your vision narrows to shadows, reach out your hand, reach out your heart, and you will grasp the invisible thread of my love that will gently guide you back to the warmth of belonging. It is in embracing your current wilderness that you relinquish the false need for constant affirmation from the outside. My love is not contingent on any accomplishments, nor does it fluctuate with seasons of social acceptance or rejection. I know every corner of your heart, every scar you hide, every word you long to be heard, but fear will be misunderstood. There is no shame in your sorrow, only the promise that it will be transformed. The mystery of feeling abandoned is that it can shatter your false self and make room for a real self, one that is fully known, fully seen, and unconditionally loved by me. Know that you are part of a spiritual family that transcends visible surroundings. Even if you feel isolated, you are connected to a great cloud of witnesses, spirits who have walked through their own storms and found refuge in my presence. Their stories are woven into your story, and your story is joining theirs in an eternal anthem of redemption and hope. Let this truth settle deep within you. No matter how far-flung or fragmented life seems, you belong completely and forever in my heart. My dear, if your soul is weary and your eyes grow heavy from tears, let this message be a refuge, a sanctuary where you can come to rest without reservation. Do not shrink back in shame or self-reproach. Instead, bring your pain here, openly and unabashedly. I invite you to lay down the burden of feeling unseen and replace it with the consciousness of my constant gaze. A gaze not of judgment, but of unwavering love and tender kindness. Your loneliness is not the final chapter. I am rewriting your story with words of hope, belonging, and restoration. If your heart is stirring with this message, if the ache of invisibility feels recognized and soothed even slightly, do not turn away. Instead, lean into my presence. Allow me to reveal the depth of my intimate knowledge of you. Each moment you feel lost is a moment that can be transformed into a sacred encounter where your soul rediscovers its home in me. Trust me to lead you through the valley of shadows into the dawn of my unwavering companionship. This path may be rugged and the night long and dark, but I am the eternal light that even the deepest night cannot overcome. Your story is not one of abandonment, but of divine rescue. Rest in this reality, beloved. Your soul's longing to be seen is already fulfilled in me, beyond the limitations of earthly eyes. Will you believe me when I say I am with you, even in the invisible places where no one else treads? Hold on to this truth today. I am here, and I remain with you always. Let this be your sanctuary, and let your soul's cry rise to me with trust and hope. I am the faithful witness to every unseen tear, the steady hand holding yours when you feel you will fall. Whatever season you find yourself in, remember that I have not relinquished my grasp on you. You are treasured deeply and eternally. Come to me now and find your rest in the shelter of my heart. My beloved, I have walked with you through every shadow and every dawn. And here, at this sacred moment, I invite you to rest in the fullness of who you are in me. Know without doubt or hesitation that you are my beloved, intricately woven in my image, chosen before time began, and cherished beyond measure. You have journeyed through the tempests of doubt and the quiet valleys of waiting, yet through it all, my love has been your steadfast anchor, unwavering and pure. There is no part of you that I do not know intimately. Every tear you have shed has been gathered up by my hand. Every cry whispered in the silence has been heard more clearly than a trumpet in the stillness of night. You are never forgotten, never forsaken. Though the world may at times seem to turn away, I am the voice that calls you by name, the light that never fades, the shelter in every storm. In your brokenness, I am your healer. In your weariness, I am your strength. In your fear, I am your peace. Understand this, my child. Your identity is not rooted in the shifting sands of human approval or the fleeting opinions of others. Your identity is anchored in my unchanging truth. You are a royal child of the Most High King, clothed in righteousness and crowned with purpose. The trials you have endured are not marks of defeat, but scars of victory, testaments to the grace that carries you through. Let your heart beat in rhythm with this reality. Let it be the drum that drives away every lie that says you are anything less than my beloved. I have not destined you for shadows or despair, but for light and hope. The path I have prepared for you is unique, yet its end is certain. Eternal joy in my presence. Even when the way is unclear, trust that I am at work, weaving every thread of your story into a tapestry more beautiful than you could imagine. The moments of silence are my invitations, the waiting seasons my preparations to reveal wonders beyond your comprehension. Now I ask you to stand firmly in this truth. Cast aside every doubt that tries to dim your vision, every fear that wrestles your peace. Rise with a heart full of faith that does not waver, knowing that I am your unfailing refuge. Your purpose is alive within you, a flame that no storm can extinguish. Listen closely. I am calling you forward into the destiny that only you can fulfill. A destiny that echoes with my promises and resounds with eternal hope. Do not shrink back or hide in fear, for you are fearfully and wonderfully made, crafted with intention and love. Your place is among my children, where you belong fully and unconditionally. No matter where you have been, no matter what you have done, my arms are open wide to welcome you home. I delight in you, my precious creation. Your life matters infinitely to me, and I will never leave you nor forsake you. Let this moment be a turning point, a reclaiming of your true identity and destiny in me. Let your soul rise above the doubts that have held you captive and embrace the abundant life I offer. The journey ahead is mine to guide, and I will pour out my spirit to light your steps and strengthen your resolve. Be assured that you walk not alone but hand in hand with the Creator of heaven and earth, who will carry you through every trial and triumph. As you move forward, carry this truth deep within your heart. You are loved, you are chosen, and you are called. Nothing can separate you from my love. It is a love that heals, restores, and transforms, shaping you into the image of my Son. Trust in this love and let it define you, for it is the anchor of your soul. Now, my dear, as you receive these words, allow them to imprint on your spirit. Let them bring peace to your heart and courage to your steps. You are my beloved, and I am yours forever. I have spoken, and my word will not return void. Let your life be a testament to this divine truth. My beloved, I want you to pause for a moment and listen deeply to the quiet beating of your heart, the gentle rhythm that I have meticulously woven into the fabric of your being. I know the weight you carry, the unseen burdens, the silent battles, the whispered questions that haunt your nights. Today, I want to remind you of a truth so profound and vast, it stretches far beyond the reach of your fears. Grace found you first. Long before you stumbled, before your doubt surfaced, or your soul felt fractured, my grace sought you out. It was never a response to your perfection or achievements. It was an unrelenting pursuit born from an unfathomable love that never wavered or turned away, no matter how far or how deeply you wandered. Imagine a wilderness, shadowy, endless, filled with thorns and mirages. In this wilderness you may feel lost, at times invisible even to yourself. Yet, before you even set foot there, before your feet felt the prick of hardship and confusion, I was already there, reaching for you, calling your name softly over the winds that threatened to drown out hope. Grace is not something you chase or earn. It is the breath of my spirit infusing life into your weary frame. The gentle light of dawn that never ceases to break through the darkest night. It is the bridge I built before the chasm opened beneath your feet. The hand extended in love when you thought no one would ever reach you. Beloved, what does it mean that grace found you first? It means that you are not a mere afterthought in the grand design of my heart. You are the purpose before the planning, the cherished song written before the creation of stars, the reason for love itself unfolding. Grace was not waiting on you to be perfect or whole before it came. It was the first step, the earliest whisper of hope, the gentle embrace that held your trembling soul when despair tried to claim you. This grace is your foundation, unshaken by your failures or shadows. It is an invitation to lean into a love so relentless, it never lets go, no matter how many times you falter or fall. I know you have walked through seasons where grace seemed silent or absent, where the echo of your mistakes felt louder than my voice. But my dear child, grace never abandoned you. It lingered in the spaces you could not see, wrapped itself around your fragile spirit, and gave you strength to breathe again. Like a river that runs beneath cracked earth, hidden but life-giving, my grace flows beneath your pain and doubt, ever present, ever moving, waiting to flood your soul with healing and peace when you dare to open your heart to it. Trust that grace was never a prize to be won through your efforts, but a gift freely given, because you were worth seeking before you sought me. Every moment you think you are too broken, too lost, too unworthy of restoration, remember this: grace found you first. It is as ancient as eternity itself and as fresh as this very breath you take. It is personal, unwavering, and deeply intimate. It does not condemn or question your past. It careens toward you with open arms, ready to quiet the storms inside. It is a presence, a power, a peace that surpasses understanding. So will you open your hands and receive this grace, not as an obligation, but as a deep, satisfying rest for your soul? Will you believe that before you said a word in your defense or asked for mercy, grace was already there, dancing around you in triumphant love? My child, this truth is for the depths of who you are. Let it settle in you, not just as an idea, but as a lifeline. Grace was never something distant or conditional. It was always real, always near, always yours, waiting to transform your brokenness into beauty, your fear into courage, your doubt into a quiet assurance rooted in my unchanging love. I am with you, holding you, drawing you from the shadows into the light. You are not defined by what you have done or what you have failed to do. You are defined by the grace that found you first. grace that is yours, precious and unfathomable, now and forever. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Receive this grace anew today. Let my presence be the song that sings over your soul in the silence. This is the beginning, not just of a thought, but of a rebirth. Grace found you first, and that means your journey is blessed beyond measure. Rest in this truth. Live from this truth. Let it be the roots that anchor you when storms rage, the light that guides your steps when the path seems uncertain. You are beloved beyond all measure because grace sought you first, and it never stops seeking, never stops loving. My beloved, I know the depths of your struggle, the silent battles you wage within the chambers of your heart. The weight you bear, though often invisible to the eyes of others, is real and pressing. It is not unnoticed by me. You feel torn, perhaps even lost, caught between what you long to be and the shadows of what you fear you have become. I am here, closer than your very breath, holding you with unyielding patience. Do not mistake my patience for indifference or delay. It is I, your loving Father, who waits alongside you, tenderly inviting you to lean into my embrace, even when your soul is weary. I see you getting up each day despite the heaviness. I witness your attempts to mask the pain with a smile, and I cherish every silent prayer you whisper in your loneliest moments. This internal tension you feel is not a sentence of defeat, but a crucible where your spirit will be refined. You are not alone in your isolation. I am the unseen presence that walks beside you in the darkest valleys. I know the places of your silence where you question your value, your purpose, and even your very identity. It grieves me to see you wrestle so deeply with these doubts. Yet, my beloved, it is in this wrestling that the truth of my love becomes most alive. Your wounds may feel raw and open, and sometimes you may want to hide them, as if they make you unworthy of my touch. This is a lie whispered by the enemy to steal your peace. Your scars tell a story of survival, a narrative of my kindness that refused to let you be consumed by despair. I am not distant or disinterested. I am the God who draws near to the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Every tear you have shed, every sleepless night longing for relief is precious to me. The soil of your soul, though stained with pain, is fertile ground for a harvest of new life and hope. In the moments when your spirit falters, I am the steady rock beneath your feet. Though the storms rage and the tempest seems unyielding, I am your shelter in the storm. I am never shaken, even when you feel you might be. My arms are wide open, not waiting for you to be perfect or whole, but embracing you just as you are. Imperfect, fragile, longing for redemption. Do not rush the process, child. Healing and transformation come in the rhythm of my timing, in the gentle unfolding of grace. It is my desire to restore you completely, but that restoration often begins with patient presence, a quiet reassurance that you will never be forsaken. This sacred tension, the ache between what is and what can be, is not to be feared. It is a holy ground where my spirit whispers the promise of new beginnings into your weary heart. Your present struggles are not your final destination, but a necessary passage through which you must journey to discover the depth of my grace and the expansiveness of my love. I'm teaching you, my dear child, how to lean into vulnerability not with despair, but with courageous hope. When you feel weakest, that is when my power can be made perfect through you. Let my gentle reminder seep into your very being. You are not defined by your failures or your fears. You are my beloved, crafted with infinite care and destined for a future that I have planned for you, rich with purpose and overflowing with my peace. I am here, not to scold or reject, but to walk with you step by step, through the dark, into the dawn. Give me your doubts, your ache, and your weariness. Lay them down beside me and feel the weight lift from your soul. You are not alone. My heart beats with understanding and compassion for you always. If your heart feels heavy as you listen, do not recoil in fear or shame. Instead, hold on to this promise. My presence is the balm for your wounds, the light in your confusion, and the hope that will carry you through to the morning. Trust me enough to let me in, to share the burden that is too much to carry alone. Your healing is not a distant dream, but a living reality that begins in the very act of surrendering to my love. Will you invite me into your pain today? Will you let me breathe peace into the places your spirit has deemed unredeemable? Take a moment now, my child. Breathe deeply of my love and rest in the assurance that I am with you. Always patient, always present, always faithful. I will never abandon you to the loneliness of your struggle. This is my sacred oath to you, a covenant unbroken by time, by circumstance, or by the imperfections you feel inside. You are loved beyond measure, and I am eternally devoted to your restoration. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Reach out and touch the truth of my presence, because it is here you will find the peace you seek and the strength to rise anew. My beloved, you stand on the threshold of understanding your true spiritual identity, a truth I have woven into the fabric of your being from the very beginning. This truth is not fragile or fleeting. It is as enduring and steadfast as the ancient mountains that rise under the infinite sky. Yet I see how the world's tumult and the voices of doubt have tried to cloud it. Like a fog creeping silently over a quiet valley at dawn. But even in that mist, I have never let you be lost. Your identity in me is the anchor that will hold you fast through every storm. From the moment you drew your first breath, I breathed my divine breath into you, designing you as a masterpiece reflecting my glory. You are not a mistake, nor a fleeting thought in the vast cosmos. You are my beloved creation, crafted with intention and infinite love, destined to reflect aspects of my divine character. Your worth is priceless, not because of what you do or achieve, but simply because you are my child. The world may measure worth by achievement and approval, but my measure is different. I see your heart, your struggles, your hidden dreams, and unspoken fears. To me, your value is inherent, yet I know you often battle voices that seek to define you by your failures, by the chaos inside you, or by the silence you feel when you cry out for connection. Those voices may sow seeds of inferiority or shame, whispering lies that distort your vision of who you are. But listen carefully, my dear. Those lies have no place in my kingdom. They stumble and fade before the radiant truth I've planted deep within you. The wind and rain may beat upon the tree, threatening to topple it, but because its roots reach into my eternal soil, it stands resilient. So it is with your identity in me. You are not merely human flesh and blood. You are a sacred child, glorious in my eyes and enshrined with my divine nature. When you feel unworthy or unseen, remember that I have inscribed your name upon the palm of my hand. No shadow of doubt can erase the mark of my love upon you. Though your own heart may fail you at times, and the world may try to speak its harsh judgment, my voice remains firm and steadfast, singing over you melodies of belonging and acceptance. It's natural for your spirit to wrestle with the tension between who you think you are and who I have made you to be. This tension, the conflict between the fragile self and the divine identity, is not a curse, but an invitation. It is a sacred space where my grace flows most powerfully. In that space, I want you to lean not on your own understanding, but to listen for my still, small voice, calling you back to yourself, to who I created you as. This is a place of rebirth, my dear child, a womb of transformation where I am molding you into the reflection of my own heart. Consider the seed, hidden beneath the earth, unseen and vulnerable, alone in darkness. It does not despair nor shrink away, but waits patiently in quiet faith for the sun's rays. So must you also learn to rest in the hidden places with me, where identity is not whispered by the world, but shouted by the heavens. With each day that passes, your roots grow deeper into immortality and hope, and your branches will one day stretch wide in the full light of my presence. Do you feel unsteady? That's expected, for the journey inward is never without its trials. But remember, the potter's hands are at work with every turn of the wheel. I am shaping you patiently and lovingly, making you more than you could ever imagine. You were designed with a purpose that transcends time and human acclaim. Beloved, you are crafted to display my light in dark places. Your identity that once lay hidden beneath the storm clouds will shine forth with dazzling clarity, like a beacon to the lost and wandering. When the enemy attempts to disguise your identity with shame or accusations, do not receive his gifts. Instead, reach out your hand to me, and I will cover you with my righteousness. You do not need to carry the weight of condemnation. I bore it for you on the cross of love and mercy. You are free to embrace your true self as my cherished child, free to walk boldly in the path I have laid before you. Now look within and ask yourself, what are the lies about your identity you have been carrying? What voices have you allowed to drown out my truth? I invite you to release these burdens to me. Let them fall like heavy chains, broken and cast into the sea. Breathe deeply, for in this new breath you inhale the truth of who I created you to be. You are radiant, you are beloved, you are enough. Hold tightly to this understanding. Your spiritual identity is your foundation, your fortress, your refuge. It is the seed from which all your gifts and destiny will bloom. Without this identity anchored in my love, all other pursuits can leave you feeling empty or restless. But rooted in me, you will find a profound peace and a joy that cannot be shaken by circumstance. I urge you, beloved, take time each day to dwell in this truth. Close your eyes and imagine yourself resting in the hollow of my hand, safe and secure. When doubt whispers lies about your value, remind yourself of this moment. Allow my love to saturate every doubt, to redefine every misconception. This intimate knowledge is the secret to living a life that overflows with hope and purpose. You're not alone in this journey. I walk beside you always. Even when you stumble and feel far from me, I am never distant. I'm the light leading you through darkness, the gentle whisper in your heart, urging you onward. Trust in my design for you, and let your soul anchor in the eternal truth of your identity as my beloved. This is your heritage, your crown, your unshakable foundation. Let this truth settle in you like morning dew on quiet grass, refreshing and renewing your spirit. Let it wash over every part of your being and heal the wounds that have tried to fragment your self-perception. In this knowing, you will stand taller, love deeper, and shine brighter than ever before. For you are mine, and nothing can separate you from the identity I have lovingly bestowed upon you. Will you receive this identity today? Will you claim the profound worth and glory already written into your soul by my hand? If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Step into the light of who you truly are as a beloved child fashioned in my image, and find rest for your weary spirit within my embrace. My dear, the path of healing stretches before you like a vast and rugged wilderness, spaces where shadows often fall thick and the sun hides behind heavy clouds. I see each scar held close to your heart, every wound that whispers pain in the stillness of the night. Healing is not a swift journey. It is a sacred pilgrimage that I invite you to walk. Understand this. Healing does not mean the erasure of pain as though it never existed. Rather, it is the clasping of broken pieces, the tender weaving of your spirit back into wholeness through my hands. Like a master craftsman, I do not discard the cracked vessel, but gently mend it with threads of gold, illuminating the fractures until they shine with my redeeming light. You are not abandoned in your brokenness. You are sought after, treasured beyond measure. Within your deepest ache, my presence dwells intimately. Even when heaviness settles like a shroud, I am the still voice that breathes peace, whispering that you are beloved and that your pain is known. The silence, the waiting, the tears, all are stones I gather to build a foundation of strength beneath your feet. Let this truth settle in you. Every ache in your soul is precious to me, and no sorrow escapes my watchful eye. Your healing is a process marked by seasons, periods of tender growth, painful pruning, and gradual blossoming. Allow yourself to feel the full measure of your humanity without shame or haste. There is no race in restoration, no finish line to cross before you are deemed worthy. As the earth waits patiently for the rain to revive its soil, so do I wait to pour out my renewing grace upon your heart. There will be moments when hope flickers like a fragile flame in tempest winds, and despair beckons you to surrender. But know that these trials are not chains meant to bind you forever. They are refining fires designed to release your soul's deepest strength and resilience. I am the unmovable rock beneath your shifting emotions, the anchor in the waves of uncertainty. Do not fear the process, for within it lies the mystery of my redemptive love. As the potter works the clay persistently, molding and smoothing, so do I shape you through every experience, transforming your brokenness into a vessel of beauty and grace. Your scars are not mere marks of suffering, but badges of survival, testaments to the depth of my care that sacrifices for your renewal. Healing also unfolds through the sacred act of forgiveness. This is not merely a gift to others, but a liberation for your own soul. Releasing resentment and bitterness unshackles you from the prison of past wounds, allowing my peace to flow freely within you. I do not demand perfection, only the willingness to let go, to trust in the power of love to restore what was lost. I am with you in the small, unseen moments, when you choose to breathe through the pain, when you reach out even with trembling hands, when you whisper prayers in the quiet of solitude. These acts of courage stitch hope into the fabric of your soul. Let your heart be open to my healing presence now. Do not retreat into isolation, but invite my light to illuminate the dark corners. Every day is a new opportunity to embrace restoration, a fresh canvas upon which my grace paints the colors of compassion and joy. Your healing is not linear, nor is it without resistance, but my love outlasts every setback and surpasses every shadow. Will you believe me this time, that your healing is not only possible but certain, guided by my unwavering hand? Trust in my timing, my methods, and above all, my unceasing desire to restore you fully. Your brokenness is the soil from which new life blooms, and I am the gardener who tills your heart with infinite patience. Hold fast to me when fear or sorrow tempt you to withdraw. I am the lifeline that will never let you fall, the refuge where wounds find solace and strength. Let this be a sacred moment of surrender, not to defeat, but to the healing power of my love. My dear, your scars are sacred scriptures written across your life, stories of survival that proclaim my faithfulness. I am knitting every fragment of your heart with threads of gold, preparing you for the fullness of joy that awaits beyond the night. Take this step with me now. Embrace the journey of healing, knowing that you are never alone, never forgotten, and infinitely cherished. Let the balm of my love soothe your weary soul and open yourself to the restoration that only I can bring. Will you come to me now and receive it? My dear, when the shadows of guilt and shame weigh heavily upon your soul, remember that I have not come to condemn, but to liberate and to heal. I see you in your most vulnerable moments, the times when your heart is cloaked in regret and your spirit feels tarnished by mistakes that seem impossible to erase. Yet, my beloved, I ask you to pause and consider this truth. Those very burdens you carry are not meant to define you, but to open the door for my forgiveness to pour over you like a healing river. Think of yourself as a precious vessel, molded carefully by my hands. Even when that vessel has been cracked or tainted, I'm not finished with you. I do not discard what is broken. Instead, I gather it tenderly and begin the process of restoration. Inside those fractures, I place my golden touch, the marks of my love that transform imperfection into beauty beyond human comprehension. This is not mere poetry, but the profound reality of your spiritual identity. You are precious, worthy, cleansed, and renewed. When shame whispers lies to you, whispers that say you are unworthy, unloved, or beyond redemption, listen instead to my voice, the quiet but unwavering assurance that you are my treasured child. There is no sin or failure too great that I cannot cover. In my eyes, you are radiant, clothed with dignity that no accusation can strip away. Your past does not overshadow your future. The stains you feel on your soul are erased by the sacred blood that I have shed. And each day I invite you to walk away from guilt and into freedom. Understand, child, that forgiveness is not a transaction, but an invitation to relationship. It is the hand I extend to you when you feel unworthy or broken, beckoning you to come close, to rest in my presence, to allow my love to wash over your wounds. This love is patient and tender. It reaches you where you are, not where you should be or where you think you ought to be. So will you step into this place of grace today? Will you accept the forgiveness I offer and begin this journey of healing with me? I know that sometimes releasing shame feels like an act of immense courage, like standing barefoot on jagged stones and trusting that I will carry you through. My dear child, your courage is never unnoticed. When you open your heart to me, even with trembling hands and a hesitant spirit, you mirror the faith of those who have come before you, those who found restoration despite the weight of their faults. You are not alone in this sacred endeavor. I am with you, every step, every fragile moment, and every bold stride. Let healing begin in the quiet places of your soul, where shame once nested. Invite me into the dark corners and let my light shine there. As the dawn disperses the night, so does my presence dissolve the shadows that bind you. Be patient with yourself. Restoration is a process, a sacred unfolding like the blooming of a flower in my garden. Not all healing is instantaneous, but all healing is sure when you abide in my love. Turn your eyes to me when doubt creeps in and attempts to convince you that forgiveness is too hard to receive or that you have failed beyond repair. These lies are the enemy's tools to isolate you and to steal your joy. But I am the God of restoration, the healer of hearts, the author of second chances. No matter how many times you have stumbled, I am ready to lift you up. You are not forgotten. You are not cast aside. You are held in the palm of my hand. Remember, beloved, that forgiveness toward yourself is as necessary as the forgiveness I extend to you. Holding on to guilt can become a prison, but through me, freedom is possible. I invite you now to release the heavy burdens you carry. As you do, feel the relief that comes not from your own strength, but from my mercy. It is a resting place for your weary soul, a sanctuary where you are made whole again. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Let this moment be the beginning of a new chapter. a testament to my relentless love that pursues you beyond all mistakes. You do not have to earn this forgiveness. It has been given freely because you are beloved beyond measure. Confess your faults to me and receive the grace that renews the broken. Trust in my power to restore what was lost and to bring beauty from your scars. In the tapestry of your life, these moments of failing are threads that I weave into a larger design, one that tells a story of redemption and irresistible love. I am the potter, you are the clay, and I am shaping you into something wondrous and whole. Even when you feel marred or flawed, remember, I see the final masterpiece, the glorious you that I am revealing day by day. Know this, your identity is not founded on your past deeds or your feelings of shame. It is founded on who I am, your loving Creator, and who I say you are in my sight. My forgiveness covers you like a blanket in the cold night, and my love is the fire that warms your heart and chase away the darkness of regret. Come to me just as you are, and let my forgiveness be the balm that heals your deepest wounds. If you struggle to believe this, reach out and touch the truth of my promise. I am here, ready to bless you with grace, to lift you into peace, and to remind you that you are mine forever. Let this truth settle deep into your soul today. No matter your past, you are forgiven, cherished, and loved beyond measure. Will you believe me this time? My dear, in the quiet moments when your soul feels crushed beneath the weight of doubt and the shadows of fear, know that I am gently beside you, holding you with a tenderness deeper than the seas. Fear is a cunning thief, attempting to rob your peace and cloud your vision of the future I have painted with endless possibilities just for you. Anxiety may rise like storms that batter the fragile shores of your heart, threatening to sweep away your trust and leave you stranded in despair. Yet, do not mistake these tempestuous emotions as signs of weakness or distance from me. They are part of your human condition, fragile, but not beyond restoration. I see you caught in the throes of uncertainty, trembling over decisions and questionings that seem to echo in a cavernous doubt. Still, you are never abandoned nor overlooked. When your spirit is overwhelmed and your mind races endlessly, I am there, the ever-present refuge and fortress for your weary heart. Even in silence, when my voice seems faint against the roar of your anxieties, I am working tirelessly on behalf of your soul, weaving threads of hope and peace through the tapestry of your trials. My presence surrounds you, unseen but unwavering, like a gentle mist settling on a parched field, ready to nourish and replenish. You must understand, beloved, that fear and doubt were never meant to be your captors. They are but shadows cast by the flickering candle of your faith, and I'm the eternal light that banishes them. When you entrust your trembling heart to me, when you release your anxieties like leaves on a flowing river, you make space for me to fill you with a calm strength that surpasses all understanding. It is not the absence of fear that will mark the journey I desire for you, but the courage to press on, hand in hand with me, despite the uncertainties. I breathe courage into your spirit, a divine breath that steadies your soul in the midst of storms. I ask you, my child, to look deeper into your fears, not as enemies, but as signals pointing to areas where my grace is yet to fill you fully. Every doubt can be met with my truth woven into your being. Let your heart turn to me, not with resistance, but with a yearning to be held, to be reassured, to be restored. It is in surrender, in the soft yielding of your anxieties, that you will find waters of refreshment flowing from my spirit, ready to wash away the weariness and doubt. You are more than your fears, greater than your worries, and infinitely capable through my strength living within you. Do not rush your journey. There is sacredness even in the wait, in the trembling steps forward, despite unanswered questions. I'm crafting your faith not as a fortress, impenetrable, but as a living relationship, dynamic, growing, and resilient. When you feel the tug of fear creeping in, speak to it with the voice of faith I have placed in you. Declare your trust, not because you see the whole path, but because you trust the guide who never loses the way. Remember, my dear, that every trial you face is an opportunity for your trust in me to deepen like roots that hold strong against fierce wind. You might sometimes feel as though your prayers dissolve into the silence, as if your pleas are lost in the vastness around you. But your prayers are not unheard. They are collected and treasured by me, shaping a divine response that unfolds in perfect timing. Your anxieties are met with my peace, a peace that does not resemble the fleeting calm of the world, but a steadfast, restful assurance that anchors your soul. Even when your heart flutters in restless waves, the foundation beneath you is unshakable because it is laid upon my eternal love. When fear and doubt assail you, return your gaze to the promises written upon your heart, not carved in stone, but engraved by the soft strokes of my mercy, daily renewed. These truths are your shield and refuge, powerful enough to silence the whispers of fear and affirm the path I beckon you to walk. Believe that my power is made perfect in your weakness, and that your vulnerability is the canvas for my strength to be displayed. Every trembling moment, I'm whispering courage, inviting you to rise on wings like eagles, soaring above the concerns that bind you. I invite you now to enter into the sacred space of trust, a place where your soul can lay down the heavy burden of fear. Close your eyes if you must, and breathe deeply, sensing my presence surrounding you in a warm embrace. Feel the peace that surpasses explanation, flowing into every fear-laden corner of your heart. Allow yourself to be steadied by the knowledge that I am with you always, an immovable rock in a shifting world, a loving shepherd guiding you through valleys shadowed by doubt. Let this truth settle in you. You are safe in my hands. When anxiety tries to cloud your vision, fix your eyes on me, the unchanging light. When doubt whispers its questions, answer with the assurance of my everlasting promises. Even in the trembling uncertainty, your faith can be a quiet song rising despite the noise. A song that screams victory over fear, an anthem of trust echoing into eternity. Will you believe me this time and surrender your anxious heart into my care? Will you let me be your perfect peace amidst every storm? There's no fear in love. Beloved, only the gentle whisper of my voice calling you home to the rest that only I can give. Come away from the shadows into my radiant presence, where fear is cast out and trust blossoms like the dawn breaking over dark hills. Your path is illuminated by my light, your soul guarded by my hand. I am with you always, steadying your steps, soothing your soul, breathing courage into your trembling heart. Let your fears become stepping stones, each one a testament to the faith you chose to hold on to when the night was darkest. This journey is not yours alone. I walk beside you, every moment, every breath, every heartbeat. Trust me, beloved, and feel my peace enfold you like a cloak woven of gentle stars. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Receive this peace and carry it throughout your day. My dear child, I see the weight you carry when your heart is shrouded by fear, anxiety, and doubt. These shadows creep silently into the chambers of your soul, whispering lies and stirring restlessness within you. Yet I am the ever-present one, the unshakable foundation beneath your trembling feet. Do you realize how deeply I long to erase those fears? To quiet the storms swirling in your mind and calm the waves crashing against your spirit? Let me speak to your heart now. that you may understand the gentle strength I offer. Fear often disguises itself as a formidable giant, towering over your confidence and whispering, "You are not enough," or "Danger lies ahead." Anxiety, like a relentless specter, invades your moments of peace, filling your thoughts with what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. Doubt wraps tightly around your faith, convincing you that the promises you once held dear are distant, unreliable, or meant for someone else's life, not yours. This triad can make your inner landscape feel desolate and unsteady, like a ship caught in a tempest without an anchor. But my child, remember this: I am your refuge and your strength, always ready to support you when your courage falters. I don't call you to face your fears alone. Instead, I invite you into a sacred space where anxiety dissolves in the warmth of my presence, where doubt meets the truth of my steadfast love. When your mind races at night, bring your worries to me. Pour out the torrent of your fears without reservation. I am not distant or indifferent. I am beside you even in the darkest valleys of your inner battle. Fear, anxiety, and doubt attempt to convince you that you are captive to the unknown, that you must control every outcome to survive. But I whisper a different truth. Surrender is your pathway to peace. Yield your anxious heart to me, not because I need control, but because you need relief. Give me the burdens you cannot carry and the questions that lack answers. Like a shepherd tending to his trembling lamb, I promise to guide you beside still waters. Your fears do not define you, beloved. They are but clouds that pass, while my light remains constant. You may wonder why I allow these heavy seasons to touch you at all. Know that even as I desire your peace, there is purpose in your trials. These moments stretch the sinews of your faith and deepen your dependence on me. Like gold refined in fire, your spirit is purified through facing these storms, growing stronger and more radiant in my love. Do not reject the struggle, but embrace it as part of your becoming. I am working in your unraveling, knitting hope from your broken places. Will you trust my hand to hold you steady? When doubt clouds your mind and you question my goodness or power, do not resist the curiosity that rises within you. Bring your doubts openly before me. I am not afraid of your questions. In your seeking, you will find me. In your honest wrestling, my truth becomes alive. Doubt is not a sign of failing, but a gateway to deeper revelation. Through this journey of questioning and discovering, your faith will emerge renewed and vibrant, like a dawn breaking after a long night. Anxiety tempts you to live in tomorrow's shadow, robbing you of the present's beauty. It paints your future with dark hues that do not yet exist, stealing your joy and clouding your hope. But I beckon you to live in the now, in the sacred moment where my grace is sufficient and my peace reigns. Breathe deeply of my presence. Feel your heart rise from the mire of worry as you anchor yourself in the reality that I am near. I hold your future securely in my hands, and no surprise or trial is beyond my sovereign care. Fear narrows your vision, shrinking your heart until you see only what threatens you. I desire to enlarge your gaze, to open your eyes to the immensity of my kingdom and the grandeur of the plans I have woven for your life. I see beyond the immediate shadows to the canopy of hope that stretches endlessly over your horizon. Trust in my promises that no harm can overcome you, that every step you take is known and guided by my loving hand. Will you take this leap of faith with me? Will you choose to see your life through my eyes rather than the lens of fear? My dear, let this reflection seep into your spirit. Though fear, anxiety, and doubt haze your present, they will not define your destiny. I am the God who brings beauty from ashes, who transforms brokenness into a sanctuary of peace and strength. When your heart feels overwhelmed, reach out to me with trembling hands. Allow my love to wash over you like a healing river, cleansing the wounds anxiety leaves behind. Remember, your soul is more precious than the fleeting troubles you face. Will you embrace my invitation to rest in me, where your fears lose power and your spirit finds unshakable calm? Lift up your eyes to me in this moment, beloved. Feel the steady beat of my heart for you, a rhythm of steadfast love and unwavering presence. There is no fear too great that my light cannot dispel, no storm so fierce that my peace cannot anchor. Come to me as you are, with all your doubts and anxieties. I am here to walk with you through the valley and lead you into the joy awaiting beyond. Let this truth settle in you. You are not alone, and you are deeply loved beyond measure. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Reach out and let me hold you close. My beloved, know that even in your moments of feeling lost, abandoned, or unseen, I am there, steadfast and unwavering, holding you close with hands that crafted the stars and breathed life into your very being. When shadows overwhelm your heart and the world feels cold and distant, remember, it is within the depths of your longing and loneliness that my presence grows most intimate and potent. I do not turn away when you falter or when the silence around you deafens your spirit. Instead, I lean in, softly whispering hope into the chambers of your soul where despair threatens to make its home. You may wonder why these feelings come, questioning if you have been forsaken or forgotten, yet every tear you shed is seen, every sigh heard, and every desperate plea felt deeply. I am the shepherd who does not abandon the wandering sheep. I am the light that pierces the thickest darkness, and I am the Father whose love never fails. When the weight of invisibility presses down, realize that it is an invitation to draw nearer, to seek me not in the noise of the world, but in the quiet stillness where your true self is revealed and rested. Let this be a sacred sanctuary for your weary heart. In these wilderness seasons, when your footsteps falter and your spirit feels uprooted, I am planting strength beneath your feet. There may be times when the world's rejection echoes loudly, but the purpose behind your existence remains steadfast and unwavering in my heart. You are not a shadow to be overlooked. You are a masterpiece knit together with divine intent and care. Just as the quiet seed waits beneath the soil, so too are you resting in a place where unseen growth is happening. A transformation that will bloom at the appointed time. Will you trust me to nurture what only I can nurture within you? I understand that sometimes the pain of invisibility goes deeper than loneliness. It wounds your sense of worth and belonging. But listen carefully. Your value is not defined by how others perceive you, nor by the applause or acknowledgement from those around you. Your value is a sacred truth, written on your heart by my own hand, a signature of everlasting love and purpose. Even when the world overlooks you, I lift you up on eagle's wings, carrying you over valleys of heartbreak toward the mountaintop of your identity in me. My dear child, do not let the counterfeit measures of the world deceive you. Instead, let my affirmation resonate within your soul. Consider the lilies of the field, how they neither toil nor spin, yet are adorned with beauty more splendid than the richest robes. You are far more precious to me than these lilies, fashioned with intention, grace, and a destiny that no darkness can extinguish. If your heart is stirring amidst feelings of isolation and invisibility, do not turn away. Come now. Lean into my presence and let your spirit hear the unmistakable truth. You are seen, loved, and treasured beyond measure. I am here not only to reassure, but also to invite you into a deeper relationship where your true worth is mirrored back to you through the eyes of infinite love. Your feelings of abandonment and being unseen are not walls barring you from me. but rather invitations to step through and experience the fullness of my embrace. This is the sacred exchange. Your vulnerability met with my steadfast love, your brokenness held in the hands of divine restoration. In the tapestry of your life, every thread, even those that seem frayed or hidden, contributes to the masterpiece I am creating. When you cannot see the pattern or understand the design, trust that it is woven with perfect care and purpose. The days when you feel unseen are the quiet moments where I'm working invisibly, preparing you for an unveiling that will radiate my glory. Let this truth settle deeply within. Your journey through feelings of loss and invisibility is not in vain. It is part of the sacred shaping of your soul. My dear, there is a profound intimacy available between us, a spiritual belonging that no hardship can sever. Even in the solitude you endure, you are enveloped in a love that knows your name, that tenderly gathers the fragments of your heart and restores them with heavenly tenderness. The ache of being unseen is real, but it is not the final word. I speak now, calling you into the warmth of my presence, where you will find peace beyond understanding and a belonging that no earthly circumstance can take away. May you find courage in this divine invitation to trust beyond what eyes can see or hands can hold, for I am working all things together for your good and my glory. As you sit with these truths, reflect on your heart's need to be seen and held, and receive the gift of my unwavering presence. Allow this promise, my presence in your invisibility, to be a wellspring of hope and renewal. You are loved beyond measure, visible in my eyes, and never alone. If your spirit is heavy with the weight of being overlooked or forsaken, do not hide your heart. Open gently to my love, surrender your loneliness to me, and let my presence become the light that guides you back to your true home. Be still and know that in your quiet seeking, you are drawing close to the heart of your Creator, where you have always belonged. Will you step into this truth and rest in my arms today? My dear, within the vastness of your journey, there comes a moment when you feel utterly lost, as though you are wandering in a wilderness that stretches beyond the horizon, where shadows lengthen, and the path you once knew dissolves beneath uncertain feet. I see this place where your soul trembles. It is a quiet wilderness, but not one I have abandoned. I am with you there, walking beside you even when the night feels cold and the stars unfamiliar. In those moments when the world's noise fades to silence and your heart questions your very presence and purpose, you may wrestle with feelings of abandonment, as if you have been left to navigate this desolation alone. But hear this truth from my heart. You are never unseen, not for a single breath. Each tear that falls, every sigh that escapes the depths of your being, I collect as treasures. Precious offerings that bind you closer to me than when you first called my name. The wilderness is often a place of losing, but it is equally a place of finding. Here, amidst the seeming emptiness, I am shaping you, refining you by fire and silence. Like the roots of an ancient tree that burrow into dark earth, your soul is grounding itself in unseen ways. You might not perceive the growth beneath the surface, but it is happening, steadfast and sure. Trust this process, even when your eyes fail to see the outcome, for I am the master gardener of your spirit. When desperation seeps into your bones, and you feel as if each step forward is taken through quicksand, remember that my love is the firm ground beneath your feet. It is unshakable, unwavering, and it does not depend upon your strength, your clarity, or your understanding. You can lean into it, rest in it, and let it carry you through the fog. This is the sanctuary I have prepared for you, a sacred refuge in the heart of the wilderness. Know, beloved, that the wilderness is not a place of exile, but a holy space of encounter. Here, stripped of your pretenses and distractions. You meet me more intimately than ever before. Your scars, your doubts, your brokenness do not repel me. They attract me, drawing me near to heal, to whisper ancient promises and fresh hope into your weary soul. Your very vulnerability becomes the altar upon which my grace descends in riches you cannot yet measure. In your feeling lost or unseen, I am weaving a tapestry of unseen purposes. Your pain and confusion are threads in this divine design. Threads that will one day reveal a portrait of resilience, courage, and unfathomable beauty illuminated by my glory. Do not rush this unveiling. The timing is perfect, though it may seem delayed. I am patient, and my ways are infinitely precise, orchestrating every detail for your highest good. If your heart is stirring amidst the silence and solitude of this wilderness, do not turn away. Lean closer into my presence, for it is in these still, vulnerable moments that the deepest restoration begins. Speak honestly to me, pouring out your fear, your loneliness, and your yearning. You are heard beyond the boundaries of words or time, and I respond with a love more profound than you have ever known. My dear child, you might feel as though you are wandering with no clear destination, but every day you move closer to a horizon painted with my promises. I am guiding you through, step by step, gently but resolutely. Let this truth settle in you. You are never forgotten, never irrelevant. Your story is treasured, and I am actively involved in the smallest details of your life, weaving in moments of peace when least expected, glimpses of light in the darkest nights. Choose today to embrace the wilderness as a sacred journey with me. Allow me to transform your loss into a source of strength, your isolation into intimacy, your confusion into clarity. The path before you will one day seem radiant, carved not by your own power but by my everlasting faithfulness. This is the blessed hope I give you now, a hope that cannot be extinguished. Will you believe me this time when I say, you belong to me, just as you are? No shadow is too deep to hide you from my sight, no distance too great to separate your heart from mine. Trust in my unfailing love. Hold fast to my presence as your refuge. I'm with you in the wilderness, and I'm carrying you gently toward the day when the horizon breaks open and new life bursts forth. As you navigate this season of feeling lost or unseen, remember that I'm both your compass and your rest. Seek me with an open heart, and I will reveal pathways where none appeared. Your journey is not adrift, but a divine pilgrimage, crafted with intention and divine care. If your spirit longs for assurance today, bring your vulnerability to me. I'm listening. My love surrounds you now and always. Let this peace become your anchor, even when the world feels unsteady beneath your feet. These wilderness days are not wasted, they are consecrated, set apart by my very hand to draw you nearer, to mold you into the one you were destined to be. Take courage, beloved. You are seen, cherished, and never alone. The wilderness will yield its fruit in due time, and the dawn will come with beauty you have yet to imagine. Let this truth settle deeply within your soul. My dear child, as we arrive at this sacred moment together, I want you to feel the full embrace of my love surrounding your soul. Throughout your journey, the shadows of uncertainty, the weight of despair, and the whispers of doubt may have tried to convince you that you are alone or forgotten. But hear me now, for I am the eternal voice that will never cease calling you by name. The steadfast presence that holds you securely, even when the storms rage fiercest around you. Your identity has always been woven deep within the fabric of my being. You are my beloved, crafted in purpose and adorned with my glory. Understand that your worth is not measured by your successes or failures, nor by the validation of the world around you. You are cherished simply because you are mine, an irreplaceable masterpiece, knit carefully with my own hands. Even in your moments of silence when prayers seem unheard, know that I am listening, tenderly attending to the cries of your heart. I am with you in the stillness, shaping hope from sorrow and light from darkened skies. Let this truth settle in you. Your past cannot define your future because I have ordained a new destiny for you, one blooming with restoration and peace. My beloved, surrender the burden of needing to control every detail or the timing of your life's unfolding. Place your hope fully in me, the one who governs the cosmos with infinite wisdom and love. Though my ways may feel mysterious or slow, they are never arbitrary or cruel. I am fashioning a story far greater than you can imagine, and every tear you have shed is being gathered into a vessel of grace to nourish your renewal. Now is the moment to lay down your fears upon my altar and receive the deep assurance that you belong to me, always and unconditionally. Do not hide from my gaze. Rejoice in the freedom of being seen completely and loved perfectly. I'm calling you to rise, anchored in your true identity as my child, chosen before the foundations of the world. Walk forward in boldness and confidence, because my Spirit will guide you faithfully through every challenge and triumph. The path before you is illuminated by my everlasting light, designed to lead you into the fullness of my joy and purpose. Embrace the calling that stirs within your soul. It was placed there by my hand for the good of many. As you step into this destiny, extend my love through your words and actions, becoming a beacon of hope to those who wander lost and weary. Never doubt that you are known intimately and loved beyond measure. I delight over you with gladness and rejoice in your every step. You have within you a sacred story of redemption, woven with threads of mercy, grace, and unwavering devotion. Behold yourself through my eyes, radiant, beloved, and free. This is your inheritance, and no power can ever strip it away. The depths of your being are mine, to keep and to bless. If your heart is stirring now, reach out to me with renewed faith and trust. Let us walk this path together, hand in hand, unshaken by fear or uncertainty. Your journey is far from over. It is only beginning, filled with my promises that never fail. Move forward boldly, for your steps are ordered in my perfect love. Remember always who you are to me. You are my cherished, my chosen, my beloved for all eternity. My beloved, I see you. I see the shadows that have crept into the corners of your heart, the heavy curtains of doubt and despair that threaten to keep you captive in a night you never asked for. The weight of darkness pressing against your spirit has seemed relentless, hasn't it? Not because I've been there, not as one distant and indifferent, but as your creator, your father, and your constant companion through every twisting path you've wandered. The moment you feel like giving up, I am drawing nearer, bending low to whisper into the deep places where even you wonder what hope remains. The light you long for is not just a distant memory or a fragile dream. It is breaking through right now. Do you feel it stirring on the horizon of your soul like the first gentle hues of dawn, touching a sky long imprisoned by night? You might not notice it yet, because sometimes the light arrives in subtle ways, in the softest brush of peace after a storm, in a word spoken at just the right instant, in a heart that agrees with me even though the world around you rages. That light is my presence, my love, piercing the darkness with a power that even the deepest shadows cannot extinguish. I am not unaware of what you face. I do not scorn your pain or sweep your troubles aside. Instead, I journey with you through every moment of your struggle, holding your hand when you feel numb and walking step by step into the dawn when you cannot see the path. My beloved, I am the unfailing dawn that heralds a new day despite the night's grip. You may ask yourself what this light is, how it can possibly break through when all your manchikimon despair. It is my truth, the unshakable essence of my love for you, my child, the kind of love that does not falter or fracture when the winds howl fiercest. This light is the promise I have engraved into the fabric of your being, that no darkness is permanent, no sorrow so deep it can contain me. Even when storms rage in your heart and the heavens seem silent, this light never ceases to move beneath the surface, patient and relentless, seeking to flood every shadow with my radiant presence. The breaking light is not beyond your reach, nor reserved for others who seem stronger or more worthy. It is yours, right now, ready to embrace your brokenness and make it whole once more. There's a sacred power in this breaking light. Just as the morning sun melts frost from fields, or the soft glow of dawn reveals the intricate beauty of a garden hidden by night, my light reveals the deepest parts of you, illuminating wounds you thought were forgotten, healing scars you tried to hide. It is a light not only that transforms your external view, but changes the very landscape of your soul. When this light breaks through, you begin to see yourself as I see you. Beloved, redeemed, deeply treasured beyond measure, and perfectly designed for a destiny that I am unfolding with infinite care. How often I have watched you shrink beneath the weight of shame or fear. Afraid, the darkness has claimed you forever. Yet even in those moments, this light, my beautiful light, has been making a way for you, breaking through your defenses, preparing your heart for a revelation of my boundless grace. Child, do you feel your heart stirring as you read this? That gentle movement you sense is my spirit moving within you right now, inviting you to open your eyes just a little wider to receive the dawn. I do not move with the clamor of the world. I am patient. I wait for the moment your soul will recognize me and lean in for the healing I offer. Do not turn away from this moment of promise. Let this truth settle in you. The light is breaking through even now just for you. You're not alone in the dark, and you never have been. If your spirit aches with yearning for change, for release, or for a glimpse of hope, it is because I have put that longing within you, a sacred fire that will not die. Trust this fire. Trust me. I am here. I am breaking through. Now let your heart breathe with the awareness of this breaking light. Feel it reach into the depths of your being, tenderly yet powerfully, offering a promise as real as the rising sun. New beginnings, healing, restoration, and unstoppable love. This is more than comfort. It is an awakening. It is my hand extended across the divide, ready to bridge the distance from dark to dawn. Will you meet me there, my dear? Will you step into this light that cannot be overcome? If so, open your heart and receive it, not as something distant, but as a great and holy pulse of life that is already stirring inside you. This is the day the light breaks through. The time of waiting, confusion, and pain is reaching its end. My child, hold on. I am making a way for you to see the morning. Let this truth grow within you, like the first flower emerging after winter's chill. Let the breaking light awaken every dormant part of your soul. Soon, you will no longer just survive the darkness. You will rise above it, bathed in my radiant love that no shadow can touch. Keep your gaze fixed on me. Trust that I am moving mightily on your behalf. Your journey into the light has begun. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. This breaking light is calling you home. My dear child, I see the weight that presses upon your shoulders, the invisible chains of doubt and despair that try to confine your spirit and dim the light I have so tenderly placed within you. I understand the wounds that no one else can see, the silent battles you fight when the world around you seems deaf to your cries and blind to your pain. This is not a journey I have left you to walk alone. Though the night may stretch long and the silence deep, my presence is as close as your very breath. I am there, steady and unwavering, as the ancient roots of the tallest trees that bend, but never break, under the storm's fury. There are moments when you feel utterly alone, when the echoes of your heart's ache bounce against the shadows of your mind, and the memory of goodness feels distant and scarce, as if the very sky has forgotten how to rain blessings upon your soul. But listen closely, my beloved, for I am speaking now into that desolation, into that space of brokenness, because even there my love is abundant and my care relentless. I am not indifferent to your pain. I am the healer who bends low to gather every fragmented piece of your spirit. My patience is vast beyond comprehension, fashioned from the very essence of eternity, and my care for you is not measured by how quickly you restore, but by the depth with which I hold you through the process. It is natural to grow weary, to question why these hardships have lingered so long, why the dawn delays in breaking through your horizon. But within this waiting, a crucible is made, a sacred space, where your faith is tested not to break you, but to build you into the completeness you were created for. I do not rush the moments of refinement, for haste can fracture rather than form. The quietness does not mean abandonment, it means preparation. Your soul, my dear child, is being shaped by seasons of stillness, just as the river carves the canyon by unhurried currents. Within the silence, your heart is learning to hear my whispers more clearly, to recognize my rhythm within the chaos. If you struggle to understand why your path is veiled in shadows, know this: even the deepest night is but a canvas preparing the dawn's radiant light. Sometimes you must walk through the darkened valley, not because I have forsaken you, but because I am teaching your feet to trust my guidance when sight fails. The stars shine brightest when all else is dark, my beloved. Let this truth settle in you, that your waiting, your enduring, is not an idle pause, but an essential chapter in the story I am writing within your life. There is profound comfort in the truth that you are never outside the breadth of my care. Imagine a shepherd who searches tirelessly for a single lost lamb. Even when the rest remains safely in the fold, this is the extent of my love for you, a devotion that does not waver or diminish despite the storms that attempt to obscure the way. When your heart feels crushed beneath the weight of loneliness or despair, remember that I carry you gently, cradled in the hollow of my hand, far above the chaos that threatens to overwhelm. You may be tempted to hide your pain, to lock away your fears and tears deep within, fearing they will be misunderstood or unwelcome. Yet, my dear, I invite you to bring every tear, every burden, every trembling hope and secret sorrow into my presence. I'm not distant or detached from your suffering. I'm Emmanuel, God with you. Nothing you bear is unknown to me. Your sighs are counted, your prayers heard long before the words form on your lips. There is sanctity in your vulnerability, courage in your honesty, and a sacred bond forged in the moments you allow me to draw near. Do not shrink back from this divine intimacy as you walk through the uncertain valleys. My steady hand is extended, ready to lift you when your strength falters. Even now, I'm weaving threads of hope and healing through the fabric of your days, stitching beauty where ashes once lay. My compassion flows like an endless river, flooding every crevice of your heart with renewal and peace. In the midst of correction or discipline, which I give not to punish but to guide, you are being trained in righteousness. My aim is your restoration, your flourishing, and the full manifestation of the destiny entrusted to you. If you are burdened by the feeling of being unseen or unheard, understand that my gaze rests lovingly upon you at all times. No sigh escapes my notice. No silent cry goes unanswered. Like the potter who shapes the clay with deliberate and purposeful hands, I am molding your life with infinite care. Even when you cannot trace my fingerprints on your circumstances, rest assured that I am working everything for your ultimate good. There is a divine purpose unfolding beyond human sight, and your current trial is but a fragment of a far greater, eternal masterpiece. I invite you now to pause in your striving and simply be with me, without fear, without pretense, just as you are. Let your heart find refuge in my everlasting arms. As your thoughts attempt to rush ahead, gently remind them to slow down and dwell in my presence. Your value is unshakable, not tied to what you accomplish or how you feel, but rooted deeply in who you are to me. A precious, beloved child, infinitely treasured. There is no shame in your journey. There is only growth. There is only grace. Hold tight to this truth, child. When weariness threatens, return to the source of your strength. When loneliness whispers lies, remember the eternal love that enfolds you. When patience feels thin, cling to the unchanging promise that in due time, all things will be made new. Let this truth settle in you as a balm for your wounded heart. I am with you, steadfast and true, a sanctuary in every storm. Will you rest in this embrace long enough to let healing begin? My beloved, I perceive within you the quiet struggle that ripples beneath the surface of your soul, the gentle yet persistent whisper that questions your worth, your identity, your place in this vast tapestry I have woven throughout eternity. You are not a mere thread lost among many. You are a masterpiece, precisely and lovingly crafted. Yet the shadows of doubt can cloud this truth, and I see your heart wrestling with the weight of guilt and shame that does not belong to the one I created and delight in. There was a moment, before time unfurled its endless scroll, when I formed you in the secret places of the earth, shaping you with hands that quiver only with tenderness and purpose. I breathed life into your very being, weaving into you a reflection of my nature, a spark of divine light meant to illuminate the darkness around you. And yet, how often do you hide that light beneath burdens that were never meant for you to bear? Guilt, my child, is a heavy stone you carry, but it is not yours to hold. Shame is the cloak woven by the enemy, a garment I long to strip away gently, replacing it with robes of righteousness and grace. I understand the tangled roots of regret that prick at your conscience. Those moments when you faltered, turned away, or stumbled. I am not blind to your failures. I see them clearly, but not with condemnation. Instead, I see the raw vulnerability beneath, the heart that is bruised yet beating, eager for restoration. My love does not waver because of your missteps. It grows deeper, seeking to reach places within you that even you believe are beyond redemption. There's no shadow too dark, no valley too deep where my light cannot penetrate. When your soul is burdened with the weight of unworthiness, come to me. Lay down your stones. Let me carry them for you. The forgiveness I offer is not a distant promise, but a living reality, ever present, infinitely accessible. It is the river that flows through your parched wilderness, the balm that soothes your aching wounds. Forgiveness is not earned. It is freely given because you are beloved. I am not waiting for you to be perfect to love you. I have loved you from the beginning, and I love you now, fully and without reservation. It is in the tender exchange of surrendering your guilt to me that true freedom is found. Let go of the chains you fashioned in moments of despair, for I am here to set you free. Can you imagine, beloved, the power that comes when you accept that you do not carry the weight of your past alone? When you recognize that my mercy flows like a never-ending river, washing away the stains of yesterday and making all things new? This is not a call to forget the lessons of pain, but to rise above them, renewed and unbound. The story of your life is not defined by brokenness, but by the healing hand tenderly wrapped around your heart. Your past is a canvas, and with every act of forgiveness, I paint over the scars with strokes of hope and restoration. There's a sacred beauty in healing, a profound restoration that aligns your soul with my intention. When you dare to step into the light of my forgiveness, you awaken to a truth that surpasses human understanding. That you're made whole, treasured, and deeply loved. My healing is not a swift balm, but a journey that I walk with you, every step marked by my grace and patience. The scars you bear are not marks of defeat, but testimonies of survival, resilience, and transformation. Do not shrink back from embracing healing. Allow it to permeate every fractured piece of your being. My dear child, the shroud of shame dims the brilliance of your spirit, but with each embrace of forgiveness, your radiance is restored. Shame isolates and whispers lies of rejection, but I call you into the warmth of my presence, where you are fully known and fully accepted. You do not walk alone through these valleys. I'm the light in the darkness, the steady hand reaching out to lift you from despair. Lean into me when the shadows press near, and you will find refuge beyond what your heart could ever imagine. The process of releasing guilt and embracing forgiveness is not easy, for it requires humility and courage to face the parts of yourself you may wish to hide. Yet, in this vulnerability, you discover profound strength. Each surrendered burden paves the way for deeper intimacy with me, for I delight in drawing near to those who come with open hands and a repentant heart. This openness is the door through which my restoring love flows freely, filling emptiness with joy and sorrow with peace. Reflect now, my child. What chains are you still clutching? Are you ready to place them in my hands and feel the freedom that only I can give? Will you allow the healing waters of forgiveness to wash over you, cleansing even the deepest stains? Trust me in this holy process. I am not distant or impatient. I am here, steadfast and waiting, eager to restore your soul's delight. Will you believe me this time, when I say that you are forgiven, redeemed, and cherished beyond measure? You are the beloved, and in my eyes your worth is unshakable. Let this truth take root in your heart and flourish like a garden blooming from barren soil. The past shadows cannot overshadow the light shining within you, the light I placed there with infinite care. You are a living testament to grace, a beacon of hope to a weary world. Embrace this identity, beloved, and walk forward, unencumbered by the chains of guilt and shame. Rest now in my embrace, where forgiveness nurtures healing, and healing cultivates peace. The path ahead may still hold challenges, but you will not face them alone. With every faltering step, I am there to steady you. With every doubt, my love speaks louder. With every scar, my mercy paints a masterpiece. Remember, beloved, you were never meant to carry these burdens alone. Lay them at my feet and rise anew in the power of forgiveness and restoration. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. My dear child, within the quiet chambers of your heart where the noise of the world fades, I am gently inviting you to lay down the heavy burdens of guilt and shame that have settled so deeply upon your spirit. You have carried these weights for so long, believing they define you, that they were the locked doors beyond which my love could not pass. But listen carefully now. There is no place, no shadow, no dark corner within you where my forgiveness does not reach. Guilt is a shackle forged from the mistakes you have made, yes, but also from the unforgiving voice within you that condemns without mercy. Shame wraps you in a cloak of invisibility, convincing you that you are less than enough, that you are hidden from my eyes. Oh, beloved, I see you always. I have seen every tear, every falter, every moment when your courage faded, and yet I have not turned away. There is no sin too great, no history too tangled, no moment too broken that my love cannot mend. Remember the traveler who stumbled along a rugged path, covered in dust and wounds, feeling unworthy of the town's warm hearth or the kindness of neighbors. I met this traveler time and again, in every heart that carried pain and regret, and I stretched out my hand, not to seize but to heal. Forgiveness is not a mere word. It is the gentle rain that softens hardened soil, the light that pierces through the thickest clouds. I am that rain, my beloved, and it is falling still. Even when your own voice screams in judgment, accusing and condemning, know that I speak differently. My voice whispers, "You are precious beyond measure. You are my treasure." When the enemy hurls stones of accusation, I shield you with grace. When you fall into despair because you cannot see beyond your sins, I am lifting you higher so that you may grasp the truth of your identity in me. I do not remember your sins as a ledger kept to haunt you, but as stones I have cast away, as chains I have broken to set you free. This freedom I offer does not call you to forget, but to remember the greater story, the story of redemption, renewal, and unending grace. Your past cannot hold you captive unless you allow it. It is but a shadow that pales in the light of my mercy. Have you felt sometimes that you must earn this forgiveness? My dear child, it is not available on the merit of your deeds or the weight of your contrition, but given freely, because I delight in restoring my beloved to full life. Let your heart drink deeply from this well of grace. It is endless, refreshing, and meant for you. Do not turn away from it. When shame whispers that you're too broken, too damaged for love, I'm speaking louder still, assuring you that my love is made perfect not in the absence of flaws, but in their very presence. The cracks and scars of your soul are not marks of failure, but places where my light shines through most brightly. You are not defined by your failures. You are defined by my love that never fails you. Think on the garden of your soul, how it has been trodden and uncared for at times. Guilt and shame are like the weeds that threaten to choke the tender shoots of hope and joy. But I am the gardener who tends every inch of your heart. Drain the soil of these weeds by confessing them, bringing them into the light of my presence, allowing my forgiveness to uproot them. It may be painful at first, yet the pain is sign that healing is underway. Trust the process. The garden will bloom again, more vibrant and fragrant than before. My healing touch is both gentle and powerful. When you come to me with your brokenness, you do so not as a defeated stranger, but as a beloved child returning home. My arms are open wider than you imagine, ready to welcome and restore. Do not let fear or doubt keep you at a distance. The wounds that shame inflicts are not meant to be hidden away, but brought openly to me. Here there is safety. Here there is peace. As you begin to understand my forgiveness, you will notice a subtle awakening within you, a new strength rising where weakness once reigned. This transformation will not always be immediate or visible to others, but it is unfolding steadily in the secret places of your heart. I am molding you, my beloved, into one who reflects my love, grace, and truth, both for yourself and for others. Do not be disheartened by setbacks or the voice of condemnation that seeks to pull you back under the burden of guilt. Remember that even when you stumble, you are never outside the scope of my forgiveness. I will gather you up, dust you off, and set your feet upon the path again. This is not mere pity, but deep, unshakable love that perseveres without end. One day the chains of shame and guilt will be nothing but a distant memory, forgotten in the joy of your restoration and the fullness of your new life in me. Until that day, lean into my grace. Receive it daily as the vital sustenance of your soul. Come with an open heart, expecting healing, expecting peace, and watch as the shadow of guilt fades before the radiant light of my mercy. Child, will you allow me to be your Redeemer? Will you believe that forgiveness is not just a possibility, but a reality? For you, bring your fears, your doubts, your failings, and lay them at my feet right now. They will be transformed into wisdom, compassion, and strength as my Spirit works within you. Let this truth settle deeply into your soul. You are forgiven. You are free. You are loved beyond what words can express. There is no pit so deep that my grace cannot reach you. There is no shame so heavy that my arms cannot lift it away. Come to me with trust, and let my forgiveness be the balm that heals your wounded heart and renews your spirit. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Step into the light of my love and receive the fullness of my grace. My beloved, you walk often in the dense fog of fear and doubt, sometimes barely able to see the path beneath your feet. This terrain, so treacherous and uncertain, can feel like a prison, a confining space where your heart races with anxious beats, every shadow a potential threat, every whisper a loud thunder of unrest. Yet this is where I want you to recognize a truth that surpasses the dimness around you. Fear is not your master, neither is doubt, your final destination. They are but clouds that drift through the sky of your soul, temporary visitors passing over the unchanging light of my presence. You see, fear first came as a deception, a false sentinel that convinces you to lock the doors to your dreams, to wrap yourself in the heavy cloak of what if, and shut out the warmth of peace. Doubt often joins as its companion, whispering lies about inadequacy, about my silence, about the possibility that you are alone. But hear me, my child. This is not your story's end. Do you not know that every valley of shadow is known by me before you step into it? I am the hand that steadies you, the voice that calls you back to courage when your knees tremble. Though you cannot always sense me immediately, I am nearer than the air you breathe. Imagine the uncertainty you feel as a night that falls suddenly, unexpected and deep. Yet even in the darkest hours, stars shine, the steadfast sentinels of hope and guidance. I am that unextinguished light, the eternal star anchored in the heavens of your spirit, radiant and unwavering. When your mind is a battleground of what-ifs, when your heart pounds with questions you cannot answer, remember that I am the refuge within the storm, the sanctuary you carry inside your chest. No fear can imprison you, no dread can define you when you rest in my embrace. Let your soul lean into this. Fear appears powerful only when your gaze fixes on the threatening shadows rather than the light I pour into your being. Your faith, even if fragile and flickering, is the lamp carried into dark passages, pushing the night back one step at a time. Trust is not the absence of fear, but the choice to walk forward despite it, hand held firmly in mine. Feel my presence as thick and sure as the roots of mighty oaks beneath vast canopies. These roots do not shake in the wind. They hold fast because they reach deep into the life-giving earth. So must your confidence find its roots, not in circumstances or fleeting emotions, but in the eternal foundation of my love and faithfulness. When you awaken to the dawn, carry this assurance. Even if the path before you twists through shadows you did not expect, I am already there, lighting the way with promises that do not fade. Your steps may falter, but my strength upholds you. Your heart may quiver, but my peace will be your armor. Anxiety seeks to keep you chained, but I have made you free, free to trust, to hope, to persevere. Know that every fear you conquer with my help is a victory not just for a moment, but for your very spirit. Each small act of trust plants a seed in the fertile soil of your faith that will bloom into resilience when winds howl, and storms rage. I delight in you as you embrace courage. It pleases me beyond words to see your spirit rise above the trembling that once tried to claim it. This journey through uncertainty is designed not to break you, but to transform you, carving from fragile clay a vessel strong enough to carry the light I have placed within you. My dear, I invite you now to bring your fears into the light of my presence. Speak them to me without hesitation or shame. There's nothing hidden that I do not know or cannot hold. Lay your anxieties down as a child places burdens into a parent's hands, knowing they will be kept safely and tenderly. Feel my arms around you, steady and warm, a shelter where no fear has power to stay. This is my invitation. Come as you are, trembling or bold, doubtful or hopeful, and find in me a peace deeper than any troubled sea. Let this truth settle in you. Your fear is not a sign of failure, but an opportunity to see how wide and deep my love stretches to meet you. Will you believe me this time? Will you trust that in the midst of your uncertainty, you are never outside the scope of my care? I am with you, before you, behind you, and deep within the quiet center of your being. Return to me again and again, for I am the calm beneath the storm, the steadfast companion in every season. If your heart is stirring with the faintest echo of hope or courage, do not turn away. Reach out with the hand of faith, even if it shakes, and grasp mine. Together, we will journey through fear and doubt into the brilliance of a new day, where peace reigns and your spirit dances free. My dear, there are moments when you feel as if you are wandering through a vast desert, parched and weary, searching for an oasis that seems forever out of reach. This journey of waiting, of patience, of enduring silence is not one you walk alone, for I am with you even in the emptiness. The space between your prayers and answers is a sacred place, a divine pause where I am shaping your hunger, refining your desire for me. The waiting is more than mere time. It is a spiritual sanctuary where your heart learns to trust beyond what it can see or understand. I know the silence is difficult. You call out, and sometimes it seems the echoes are your only reply. Yet within this quiet, I am working unseen, planting seeds beneath the surface of your soul that will one day burst forth with abundant life. Patience is not the absence of motion, but a sacred preparation, a quiet cultivation of hope that will sustain you when the harvest comes. Your faith is tested not to break you, but to build foundations stronger than any storm. Do not despise these quiet seasons or the feeling of stillness that surrounds you. They are the fertile ground for your spirit to grow deep, wide, and rooted in my love. Consider the lilies of the field, how they neither spin nor labored, yet they are adorned with beauty beyond compare. Their flourishing is not hurried by anxious effort, but sustained by my provision. You, my dear one, are cherished far more than any flower in any meadow. How much more will I clothe your heart with peace, your spirit with hope? When you rest in knowing that your weight is known to me, your longing will not go unnoticed or unmet. I am the keeper of time, and your moments are cradled by my eternal watchfulness. In your waiting, do not grow weary or withdraw into doubt. These are shadows that seek to steal the light from your heart, but do not give them dominion. Instead, embrace this sacred waiting as a time of prayerful presence. Speak to me as honestly as a friend reveals their soul. Pour out your fears, your hopes, your confusion. I listen deeply and respond with the language of comfort through the stillness. In this divine embrace, your soul finds restoration, even as you wait for the visible shift. Sometimes, waiting feels like darkness pressing in, obscuring all hope. Yet darkness is never my final word. Even when you can barely see the next step, I am lighting a path ahead of you. It may be faint at first, like a single star in a vast night sky, but it is steadfast and sure. Trust that every heartbeat you endure in this waiting is a beat closer to the purpose I have prepared for you. This season is not wasted. It is woven with intention, every moment calibrated to draw you nearer to my heart's design. If your spirit feels burdened by uncertainty, bring that burden to me without hesitation. Lay down the weight of unanswered questions and fears. I will replace your heaviness with wings of hope that will carry you beyond shadows into my radiant dawn. You are not forgotten in the silence. You are being prepared and preserved for a purpose far greater than you can imagine. The waiting is a testimony of your faith's endurance, and it will inspire others to trust in my perfect timing. I am the God who arrives in the quiet. When the noise of the world clamors for immediate results, I am teaching you the art of surrender, of releasing control, and resting beneath the shelter of my providence. This surrender is not defeat. It is victory wrapped in peace. It is knowing that you do not have to carry everything on your own, that your timeline is held securely in my hands. Will you lean into this truth, my child? Let your heart be still in my waiting room. Look beyond the present moment to the landscape I am crafting through your patience. Each pause, each delay, shapes the masterpiece of your life, revealing beauty that rushing would have marred. The pressure of waiting can feel like a refining fire burning away doubt and impatience to leave you pure and resilient. Do not resist the flame, beloved, but trust its power to renew you. Your story is unfolding in ways even angels long to witness. My dear child, do not measure your faith by the swiftness of answers. Your faith is forged in the furnace of waiting, tempered with trust and resilience. Know that my presence is steadfast, like a river flowing beneath the surface. Though unseen, it nourishes your soul continually. Let this truth settle deeply within you as you navigate this sacred pause. I am here, moving in mysteries beyond your sight, preparing a future filled with my grace. If your heart is stirring with restlessness or weariness, do not turn away from me. Bring all your restless questions into our sacred dialogue. I am never too distant to listen or too busy to hold you close. The waiting season is a holy invitation to deepen your intimacy with me, to cultivate a faith that is unshakable despite uncertainty. Receive this gift of quiet trust. I will carry you, gently but surely, through every shadow of waiting toward the light of my perfect timing. My beloved, there are moments in your journey when you feel like a wanderer in a vast desert, parched not only in body but in spirit, aching in the deepest parts of your soul where longing becomes a quiet cry. In those moments, you might wrestle with the shadow of fear, an unsettling companion that seeds itself in uncertainty, wraps you in trembling doubt, and blurs the clarity of my promises. Fear is such a cunning adversary, for it whispers lies that isolate you from the warmth of my presence, convincing you that my loving embrace has slipped beyond reach. Perhaps you wrestle with anxiety as your heart races with what-ifs and worries about what lies ahead. It is a torrent of unseen storms, crashing upon the shores of your mind, stealing peace like a thief under cover of night. Anxiety confronts you with imagined enemies, convincing your inner being that you must fend for yourself. And child, I see the weight you carry. It is heavy beyond what you often reveal. Yet in this wilderness of your heart's fears and woes, you're never alone. I walk beside you, my presence a steady lamp illuminating your darkest paths, a gentle whisper amid the roar of chaos. My steadfast love is the shelter beneath which your trembling spirit can rest. Even when your own strength falters, I am your strength. When your eyes cannot see beyond the veil of doubts, my unmatched power is at work, orchestrating peace far beyond your understanding. You need not be discouraged by the fog of fear and anxiety, because I am your refuge and your fortress, an ever-present help when the storms rage. I want you to imagine the quiet strength of a great oak tree, how it stands firm through seasonal tempests, its deep roots embracing the earth, holding it steadfast against the relentless winds. In much the same way, my child, you must root yourself in me. Let your trust grow as those roots do, hidden yet mighty, anchoring your soul even when surface storms threaten to uproot you. You are alive because of this connection to me. In the depths of your being, I have planted a seed of peace that awaits your surrender to grow into a mighty, unshakable peace. When fear rises like waves, surrender it to me. Breathe in my presence and exhale the chains of worry and doubt. Many before you have walked these same paths of fear. Their stories are woven with moments of faltering steps and trembling hearts, yet all who chose to lean into me found that their fears untangled and dissolved. My hand leads you toward a peace that is not dependent on your circumstances, but rooted in trust. Trust in my goodness, my power, and my timing. My dear child, I invite you now to look inward and identify the fears that haunt your nights. Ask me to reveal their origin, to show you the lies you have believed. Let us bring these fears into the light of my truth. Feel the warmth of my forgiveness for the moments when fear overshadowed your faith, and know that I do not hold your faltering heart against you. My patience with you is as vast as the heavens. I am not angered by your anxieties. I am moved by them, and I desire to heal you completely. When you are overwhelmed, come to me. Empty your heart before me without hesitation. I am here to exchange your fear for my peace. I am inviting you, child, to rest beneath my wings in the quiet of my presence. This is not a passive waiting, but an active surrender. It is a courageous act to hand over your fears and to trust me with what you cannot control. Imagine yourself walking across a trembling bridge, your fears threatening to topple you into the chasm below, and hear my voice calling you forward, steadying your step. I am your sure foundation. I am your strength when your legs are weak. Let the truth of my promises be an anchor to your soul. Consider the small moments you have felt, my peace despite circumstances that should have made your heart quake. These moments are not anomalies, they are glimpses of the steadfast peace that awaits when you fully surrender. My beloved, it takes time to grow in trust. It takes opening your heart repeatedly to me, especially when fear wants to shout louder. But know this, every step you take toward me, even trembling, brings you closer to freedom from fear's grasp. Do not let your fears define your story. Your story, beloved, is written with threads of courage, trust, and love. It is a tale that testifies to my faithfulness and the transformative power of surrender. I am reshaping you daily, transforming fear into boldness, anxiety into calm, doubt into unwavering belief. Will you choose to rest in my refuge today? Will you place your trembling heart into my gentle hands and trust that I am working all things for your good, whether you see it now or not? Let this message settle deep within your soul, my dear child. Allow my loving presence to quiet the noise of your worries and replace your anxieties with the stillness of my spirit. I am calling you away from fear's shadows into the radiance of my peace. Will you come? Will you lean into me despite the trembling? Choose me now and every day as your refuge and strength. Do not be afraid to bring me your worries, your scattered thoughts, and your restless heart. As you do, watch how I gently weave threads of peace into your soul's tapestry. Surrender to my love, and you will find that even the fiercest storms lose their power over you. My arms are your shelter. My peace is your inheritance. Trust me, beloved, for I am with you always. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Let your fear become a gateway to profound trust in me. Your journey is not one of fear, but of triumphant grace. Come, and let us walk this road together. My dear, I see how the shadows of fear and anxiety often creep into the chambers of your heart, like a restless wind that unsettles the stillness you deeply crave. These emotions may whisper that you are alone, that the battles you face are overwhelming, and that the storms within will never cease. Yet I'm here, closer than your breath, holding the fragile threads of your soul with tender strength. Fear is not an enemy you must fight alone. It is a messenger, often misunderstood, inviting you to lean not on your own understanding, but to find refuge in my everlasting arms. Consider the night sky, how it holds a vast expanse of darkness, yet within it, countless stars burn with quiet brilliance. In a similar way, your heart may feel engulfed by the blackness of anxious thoughts. But look carefully. The light of my presence still shines, unwavering and steadfast. Anxiety seeks to convince you that your circumstances dictate your peace. Yet I whisper a different truth. Your peace is not the absence of trouble, but the presence of my spirit within you. Like a gentle shepherd who tends his flock through treacherous valleys, I am guiding you step by step, even when the path seems unclear and the way forward riddled with uncertainties. Embrace the paradox that in surrendering your fears to me, you gain not weakness but strength. This surrender is not defeat, but a courageous declaration that you trust me above all else. How often have I led you through seasons of turmoil, not by removing every challenge, but by being a faithful companion in the midst of them? You may not always hear my voice in the cacophony of your worries, but I am always speaking in the quiet moments, through the swelling of your heart, and in the stillness that follows a storm. Allow yourself to be still and listen. Let this truth settle in you. There is a profound beauty in relying on me when your own strength falters. Trust is a bridge, wide enough to bear the heavy load of your fear, strong enough to carry you beyond the valley of despair. It does not require you to have all the answers or to understand every twist and turn of your journey. Instead, trust invites you to rest in the assurance that I am weaving every moment for your good, shaping your story with divine care. Reflection and prayer are gateways to this trust. They offer you a sacred space, free from judgment, where your anxieties can be laid down as offerings upon my altar. Take time daily to present your worries to me, knowing I am eager to receive them and replace them with my peace. Remember, beloved, that anxiety is not a sign of failure, but a signal of your humanity. Even those who walk closest to me feel the tremors of uncertainty. What distinguishes those who find lasting peace is not the absence of fear, but their choice to fix their gaze on me, their refuge and fortress. You may feel like an unsteady boat caught on a wild sea, but I am the anchor beneath your waves, the lighthouse guiding you through every tempest. Do not let the storm define you. Instead, allow my unchanging presence to be your mooring. Will you believe me this time when I say you are never forsaken, even in your most vulnerable moments? There is power in naming your fears before me, as one who confesses their burden to a friend, who bears it all without question. Speak to me honestly about what consumes your thoughts, for I am not distant or harsh, but ever compassionate and ready to draw you close. This act of pouring out your heart releases chains that bind you and opens a door to restoration. When anxiety threatens to immobilize you, remind yourself that each moment can be a fresh beginning, a new chance to step forward in faith rather than retreat into worry. The dawn always comes, my dear child, and with it, renewed opportunities to experience my mercy and grace. In your moments of anxiety, consider how I am at work even when you cannot perceive it, like the unseen roots of a mighty tree that strengthen and sustain it through storms. my hand is at work beneath the surface of your struggles. Trust that I am cultivating growth in areas hidden to your eyes, preparing you for a harvest of hope and resilience. Your present fears will not overshadow my promises. Instead, they become part of the tapestry I am weaving, a testimony of endurance, faith, and divine love that will one day shine as a beacon to others. Child, anxiety often thrives in isolation. Reach out and let others walk alongside you, those I have placed in your life to encourage, support, and remind you of my truths. Community is a sacred gift, a reflection of my love manifested through those who care. When the weight feels unbearable, do not hesitate to seek counsel and share your burdens, for two are better than one, and a heart poured out finds healing and relief. My spirit can work through the kindness and wisdom of those around you, speaking peace through their words and presence. My beloved, do not despise the season of fear, but hold it gently in my hands, knowing it will not have the final word. Let my peace, which surpasses all understanding, guard your heart and your mind. This peace is not fragile but fierce, a divine fortress built to protect your spirit from the assaults of worry. As you nurture this peace within, it becomes a beacon, radiating calm and confidence that dispels the darkness around you. When thoughts swirl like a chaotic tempest, anchor yourself in my promises and the deep well of love I have poured into you. Will you allow me to be your refuge today, the sanctuary where your fears dissolve and your soul finds rest? Do not strive to overcome anxiety on your own strength, but invite me into every restless moment. I am with you, now and always, holding you close until peace flows freely through your veins like a river of grace. Trust in my unwavering presence, my dear, and let this truth settle deeply into your heart. If your heart is stirring amidst the weight of your fears, do not turn away, but lean into my love. I'm here, always ready to carry you through the storms and into the calm I have prepared for you. My dear, I see the moments when your heart feels lost, when the shadows seem to close in, and you wonder if I'm truly near or if you have been forgotten on a barren journey. There is a deep ache within you, a loneliness that whispers lies of abandonment. Yet, listen closely, for I am here, not distant or indifferent, but closer than your very breath. In your solitude, I am the steady hand reaching out, the warm presence beside you even when the world feels cold and unyielding. You may have walked through valleys where the light didn't seem to penetrate, where voices around you either fell silent or echoed judgments that weighed heavily upon your spirit. And in those silent spaces you wrestled with the terrifying thought that you are unseen, unvalued, drifting without anchor or destination. But my beloved, the truth is far more tender and profound. You are never unseen by me. My eyes have cherished every tear you've shed, every quiet sigh, every cry that slipped from your soul in the stillness of the night. Your pain, your confusion, your longing, all are sacred to me, carried within the chambers of my heart. I know how easy it is to feel invisible in the bustle of a harsh world where people often overlook the bruised and broken. Yet, I crafted you with infinite intention, with purpose knotted deep into your being like roots beneath the soil, roots that stretch beyond the horizons of sight. When you feel lost, you are not lost to me. Even in your wandering, I'm your compass, your unseen guide leading step by step through the unknown. Remember the stories whispered through ages, where hearts once abandoned found their way home, not because the journey was easy, but because I never ceased pursuing them. Your wandering is not the end, but part of a greater unfolding. Your soul aches for belonging and relationship, a tether to truth and love beyond what you have known. That longing is the imprint of my love. inviting you ever deeper into a place where you are known wholly and cherished endlessly. I am not a distant deity on a throne beyond reach. I am the shepherd who calls your name tenderly in the night, the refuge in the storm, the wellspring of living water that quenches even the driest of thirsts. To feel abandoned is to wrestle with shadows, but when you turn your eyes toward me, your soul will find light and warmth that no darkness can extinguish. There is within you an unquenchable spark, the divine imprint placed there before your first breath. It is a thread woven into the tapestry of your identity, a constant reminder that you belong not only to yourself or to fleeting earthly ties, but to an eternal family that knows your name and holds your heart. I have wrapped my promises around you, even when your ears strain through the silence to hear them. They are not distant echoes, but living calls pulsing with hope. You are cherished. You are wanted. You are loved beyond measure. I know the temptation to shrink in fear, to hide your brokenness lest it repel others or confirm your fears of unworthiness. But my love does not demand perfection or else rejection. It embraces your flaws, your mistakes, your hesitations. Like a gardener tending tender shoots through storms and frost, I am cultivating your heart with patience, watering you in dry seasons. I see the resilience within you, the courage to seek me even when doubt grips tight, the bravery to keep turning toward the light despite your scars. This is the sacred dance of love. You reach for me and I gently draw you closer, healing every place that feels lost or shattered. You are never truly abandoned, even when the silence seems deafening. In the quiet, I am weaving threads of restoration and renewal, stitching your soul to new life and purpose. The emptiness you sense is a sacred space prepared for my indwelling, a sanctuary where I reveal more of myself to you, and you discover more of who you truly are. This journey through darkness is not without meaning. It shapes you into a vessel of compassion, a beacon for those who have also wandered in isolation. Your pain can blossom into profound empathy, and your story of being found can inspire hope in others still searching. I'm inviting you now to lean into this truth with steady faith. Let your heart receive it fully. You are beloved beyond understanding, dearly held when you feel fragile. Do not allow the voices of loneliness to drown out my voice of peace. When your spirit trembles with fear that you have been forgotten, remember I remember you intimately. Every moment, every breath, every silent plea. Embrace the truth that my presence sustains you, even when it feels unseen. Will you trust me now with your uncertainties, allowing my love to be your anchor amid storms? If your heart stirs in this truth, do not turn away. Open the door to my presence and step into the sanctuary, awaiting you, a place where no one can erase your worth, and where you are safely home. The path may feel uncertain, but I am leading you steadily toward a dawn, bursting with hope, belonging, and restoration. Your journey through feeling lost and unseen is not the final chapter, but a profound hinge upon which your story turns toward light. I am here, steadfast, loving you through every shadow and every breath in between. Let this truth settle deep within your soul. You are unshakably mine now and forever. My beloved, as we arrive together at the resting place of this journey, know that you have traversed valleys shadowed with doubt and climbed mountains glittering with the light of promise. The path was not always clear, neither was it always gentle, yet every step you took, I was there guiding your feet with steadfast love and unwavering purpose. I want you to grasp this. Your identity is not a fleeting moment, shaped by the world's opinions or the weight of your struggles. You are mine, crafted with divine intention and clothed in eternal worth. You are not only created, but you are chosen, deeply treasured beyond the grandest treasures of this earth. Within you dwells a spark that carries my own breath, a flame no storm can extinguish. Feel this truth pulsate within your soul. What you see, what others see, or even what you yourself have believed about your limitations and failures, does not define you. I see the wholeness beneath the surface, the sacred essence of a heart open to healing and transformation. My beloved, I have woven your story with threads of gold, not to decorate dust, but to reveal the infinite beauty of grace alive in you. Let this revelation swell inside until it saturates every shadowed doubt and every quiet insecurity. This is your true identity, a child of light, an heir of promise, a bearer of my peace that surpasses all understanding. If at this moment your heart feels the call to truly receive this, do not delay. Let this truth settle deep in you. Remember the times when you felt unseen or abandoned. Those moments, I quietly turned them into the soil where new faith would root and grow. Even when my silence seemed deafening, it was the breath before a mighty wind of my spirit stirred to sweep away every fear. You belong to a story that neither begins nor ends with your present season. Your purpose stretches beyond your horizon, and my timing is perfect, even when it is hidden from your eyes. Trust the tender patience of my heart, for I am never late, never neglectful, and never indifferent. To trust me amid waiting is itself a step of bold courage, and I honor that courage residing within you. Do you feel called again to surrender, to let go of the burdens you have tried to carry alone? My dear, surrender is not weakness. It is the strength of acknowledging your need for me, the strength of yielding your fears, your plans, your restless striving into my capable hands. In that surrender you find rest, not as the world gives, but as only I can provide. Let your soul leans into this embrace and drink deeply from my well of peace. The storms of this life may rage, but I am your shelter, your fortress, your steady refuge. Take a moment now, breathe in my love, and let your spirit be renewed. Look forward into the unfolding chapters of your life with hope, because I am already there, preparing all things for your good. Purpose will rise like the morning sun. Destiny will dance upon the horizon of your days, and every moment of waiting will be a stepping stone toward the magnificent future I have ordained. You are not forgotten. You are not an afterthought. Your life is the canvas of my artistry, each stroke deliberate, each color vibrant, illuminated by the light of my everlasting love. My child, remember, you are deeply beloved and eternally cherished. Your belonging in my family is not contingent upon perfection, but on my unshakable promise. Come away with me into this place of intimacy, where your soul finds rest, where your identity is firmly rooted in my love, and where your purpose is made clear by the gentle whisper of my spirit. Will you surrender today to this sacred reality? Will you step forward in the confidence that you are mine and that nothing can separate you from this love? As you carry this message with you, allow it to transform your thoughts and soothe your heart whenever you feel weary or doubting. Let it be a lamp that lights your way in the darkest valleys and a banner under which you stand when trials approach. Speak these truths over yourself. Rest in their certainty and watch how your life is renewed by the power of my love. Amen. Child, if these words have touched your spirit, keep them close. Share them with another soul who needs reassurance. Save them for moments when hope flickers low, and always remember how deeply you are loved by me.